yourselves to the Jedi.
Oh, hello, Snips.
What's up? Oh man, we have live on Dark Side Secrets Anakin Bloody Skywalker. What up, Anakin?
I didn't expect to see you all so soon.
Yo, so welcome back to another episode of Dark Side Secrets. Will had the camera off the whole time, like he was fixing it. I don't know, he might have just been lying, but I did not know he was going to be dressed as Hayden Christensen in the flesh.
Pow, 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 pow.
He just was in Canada too, so maybe he was hanging out with Hayden on the farm. Got some
I got
inspiration.
this from him. This is actually his. These are pajamas that he wore to bed, but he let me hold them for a little bit. So I got to send him back after the show.
That is what's up, bro. So welcome back. We've missed you on Dark Side Secrets for a little bit.
I know, dude. Canada was I guess.
So let's go through the chat and then we're gonna jump into how amazing it was last night and how I'm still not over it, man. So Clone Slayer in the building early. Yo, I thought it was today. I got hype. Oh well, I'm early. That was, I think, yesterday he put that comment, maybe.
That was 7 days ago.
Oh, yeah. The geeky, what's up? This is where the fun begins, boys. Yes. Retney's holocron, what's good, bro?
What's up, dude?
Welcome to the stream, bro. Jake76, Dave the Goat Filoni did it again. He's too powerful. You're a Canadian. You're let's go. We got Chris in the building. What's up, Chris? You're You're what up, Ricky? Ricky in the
What's
building.
Up, Ricky?
Austin Snow, welcome back. Hey, the boys live. Let's go. What up, Nick? I'm just on time. Yeah, it's about time.
Did Nick finally watch the episode after being in the live show last night for the spoiler?
Yeah, he did, that rookie. Sunny Jim, what's up, bro? Welcome to the stream. Yes, sir. Austin's ready. War Cleaner, hello there. What up, Denmark? Pop Goes the Weasel, what up? Retney says, laugh myself at the costume, bro.
My guy, this is not a costume. This is screen worn. Okay, this is what Hayden wore. This, I told you, these are pajamas that he wore. I got them in Canada. Stop being crazy.
Yes, sir. Austin said, "What an amazing episode!" That there needs to be like a new, better word for it because this guy just hit it out of the park, man. It was ridiculous, ridiculous. House of the Jedi, what's up, bro? Been thinking about theories ever since last night. Yo, so have I. I got a couple of videos I'm working on. He also says, what's up, Retney? Yeah, man. So many theories, and we're gonna be talking about a lot of that in a bit.
Oh, guys, if you don't already subscribe to Retney's Holocron on YouTube or follow him on Instagram, the dude is a wealth of Star Wars knowledge. He is an archive. Like when Luke yells, "The sacred Jedi tax," he meant Retney's Instagram, dude. Like it's so good. It is so good. He's also just a great dude, like awesome to talk to, really good Star Wars fan, really good guy. So if you don't already subscribe to him, go right now.
So I'm dropping the link to his channel in the chat. Definitely go. I was about to say, I love this dude's videos because it's like you learn so much. It's like going to school, but wanting to go to school and like being happy at school, learning stuff that's dope. So
for real,
yo, videos are fire, bro. Yes. But yeah, definitely check him out. That's his page right there. This man's dropping content every day, bro. I gotta go watch this one. He just dropped this one, World Between Worlds. But yeah, bro, definitely check him out for sure. Nick said I wasn't in the live stream yesterday. The second I typed that in the chat, I dipped. Oh, sneaky. Let's go. Retney says low-key looks like Dooku's pajamas from the Clone Wars.
After we said all that nice stuff about you, bro, you're gonna rip me like that? Oh man, I need a Dooku beard though ASAP.
Yeah, bro. Make sure it's pointy at the end, like in Clone Wars. Hello there. Episode was great. Let's go. What up, Fandalorian? Where's Ricky? He is my favorite. Oh man. let's see. You know, the episode is great when literally all Star Wars YouTubers I watched loved it. What up, G Cools? Exactly. Even like a lot of the ones that are negative and stuff, like pretty much almost everyone liked that episode. I haven't seen much negative. I mean, I haven't really been looking.
Yeah, I saw some negative stuff. I mean, especially like for the stuff that I posted today, dude, there are a ton of comments of like people being pissed about it. I'm gonna read one later because I screenshot it and saved it. This dude wrote me a paragraph in my comments that I put on Instagram today of like how this is the worst Star Wars series and why he hates it.
What?
Bro, I'm gonna read it later. I'm not gonna say who it is, but I'm gonna read it later. It's insane, the comment he left me.
That is ridiculous, bro. Wow. Ovi fan, what's up? Had gone to the EU books for the first time because of Disney Star Wars. Now Dave's pulling me back in. Yes, bro. Yes. Hashtag bring Ricky on the show. Warclaner says, also super happy that the HasLab Ghost made it to 17K. I wonder when they'll show the Sabine and Chopper Miro cardback figures. So, I got some pictures we're going to take a look at later. I got some stuff on that we'll take a look at for sure. T-Man, Master T-Man in the building. Sorry I'm late. What up, T-Man? How you doing, bro?
Unacceptable, T-Man. You can't be late. Sorry.
So this is an interesting theory. Chris is calling Palps shenanigans with the World Between Worlds, saying that Palps is behind it. And first, so Will, first I kind of was like, I'm done with Palps. But I literally just rewatched the World Between Worlds episode. And bro,
he's in it.
This dude is obsessed with it. Like
I know.
He somehow he had access to see in there. He saw Ezra and Ahsoka in there. Like, bro, we got the dope line where he's like, Ezra Bridger and Ahsoka Tano. Like, bro, like that was crazy. So, I mean, I doubt it's Palps, but you could make a crazy theory that what if Palps is somehow he returned again and he's doing some shit.
Would it be him dead though? Like,
well,
I think what's confusing right now is the World Between Worlds is like, is Anakin alive right now? Number two, is that even Anakin Skywalker? Let's say this right now because we'll talk about it later.
Oh yeah,
because when you talk about the Rebels episode, right? Ahsoka isn't dead in the World Between Worlds. Neither is Ezra, and neither is Palpatine. And those are the only three people you see. So if that is Anakin and he's dead, I just don't know. Because then that means that Palpatine would survive. And is that how he transferred his essence into Snoke? Does that have how he did that through the World Between Worlds? Because, like, I don't know. It's just, it's getting weird, real clunky right now.
It is really weird. I think a lot of it will get explained. But, like, honestly, after watching the World Between Worlds episode, I don't even think that's the World Between Worlds because it doesn't make sense. Not that it has to make sense, but like you just said, like, I'm watching it. Ahsoka's alive. Ezra's alive. If you can be dead and be in there, then why wasn't there any other like Jedi spirits in there walking around chilling? So it's kind of like, is this whole thing just in her mind? She's unconscious and having this in her mind, and it's just an illusion like that. Maybe it's just in her mind, bro, because she's been there, she knows the place, and she misses Anakin.
And also, like, when you see Anakin at the end of Return of the Jedi, he's in his gray robes, just like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Mm-hmm. So if this takes place after Return of the Jedi, do Force Ghosts change clothes?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's that too. That's another thing. And then, like, technically, the temple that has the World Between Worlds entrance in it, it's on the Chimera in that other galaxy where they're going. So it's kind of like, how does she get to it when the entrance to get into it is over there in a different galaxy? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Also, like, if Anakin doesn't have his scar, right, and it's because he's a Force ghost, and that's the whole thing. It's like, oh, he's cleansed now?
I think it's kind of on there. I think his scar is on there.
So I couldn't really see it, but like,
it kind of looks like it a little bit.
If he does have it, it did not look like he had it in the Force Ghost stuff. But you don't see his hand in Return of the Jedi. Why would he still have his robot hand?
I know. There's that too. Like, come on, you can't have a Force Ghost hand, buddy. So yeah,
it's really weird.
It's weird, but I'm all for it because, like, that gives him more options to do crazy wild shit that doesn't need to make sense, because it already doesn't make sense. So, like, I just hope we get to see a lot of like scenarios and like stuff in the past and the future. Because when I was rewatching the episode, you heard so many different moments from like the Phantom Menace, from A New Hope, from a bunch of different movies. I want to like see stuff. I want to see them experiencing stuff and seeing it together through different portals. And like one of the ones that I want, and this is me being selfish, it's probably not going to happen, but I'm still going to include it in a video, make a video about it. I'm hoping they're walking through and they stop by a portal and they see the Siege of Mandalore and kind of see like, what if Ahsoka joined Maul to fight Palps? And if we get to see just a live action Maul, Clone Wars Maul live action with the robot legs, like we kind of saw in Solo, bro, I just would be happy.
Live action Maul would be sick. Like just a little Easter egg of like,
just
hey,
something.
That's Maul right there. Just just the world's smallest cameo of Maul for everybody. Just be like, they do the Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
Yep, bro. Oh my god. Yeah. So, but like literally anything is possible and on the table in there. Anything.
Do you think it's him though? Do you think it's him?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think it's in her mind. So I think it's him. Yeah. But say if she's actually there, bro, that could be the brother, the son, and he could be playing a crazy trick on her.
I just can't believe that that's the way Filoni would go with that though, because like that's a deep cut Clone Wars reference.
It is, and I'm rewatching that Mortis arc right now, and like, bro, he did stuff like that. He showed up in that room where Anakin was sleeping as Shmi and was tricking him, and then turned into the bat and then flew away.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's possible, and that maybe that explains why he's Revenge of the Sith Anakin with the glove and everything. Like, why wouldn't he be regular Anakin? Like,
yeah.
So I don't know,
and
man.
He's got the weird lightsaber too, where like
the saber looks
I watched
weird.
a ton of it's like black on the bottom, but I watched a video that pointed out that Vader's saber clicks from the top and Anakin's saber clicks from the bottom, and that saber is upside down, clicks from the bottom. So unless it's a different hilt holder, I don't know.
That's crazy. So shout out to all 38 of you guys watching. If we're also multi-streaming this from both our channels, so if you're new to either one of our channels, in the description is the link to both. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like button. We appreciate you guys. All right, let's keep going because we're gonna this might be a long one.
Yeah.
Ovi fan said not even just a cameo, he actually knows how to tell a good story. Exactly, bro. The first 4 episodes is one story so far. Like, how hard is that to do, guys, at Disney? Like, one
not hard
story
at all
that makes sense and flows. Like, thank the maker. So yeah, man. Austin says I'm hyped for next Tuesday, bro. The whole world is hyped. The whole that episode should probably break some sort of record, bro. It needs to. They're putting in the freaking movie theater, bro.
I know, dude. They know they have a good episode if that's what they're putting in the movie theaters, dude. They wouldn't do it without it.
That is kind of scary. Yeah, I think it's like 10 movie theaters it's going to be at in the United States. Yeah. So like, they didn't do that for Andor. I'll tell you that much.
No,
Andor fans.
They didn't even do it for Kenobi.
Not for Kenobi, but I got to see Kenobi on the big screen at Celebration. The first 2 episodes.
Oh well, I mean, like,
yeah, it was just with the cast, you know, something light, regular. You know, me and Hugh and sharing popcorn together. He's got
how many pictures you got with Hayden Christensen, dude?
Just two.
He said just 2. How many pictures do you all have with Hayden Christensen? A goose egg.
Now there's probably a bunch because there's a lot of people in the chat that have been to Celebration that have met him or in Orlando. So he was at MegaCon this year in Orlando. I'm praying he comes back in February, bro. Picture, autograph, bro. Oh man, I'm just
now that he's back though. DJ Khaled price went up because
it was already high. Oh yeah,
really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It was. I think it was like 300 for either the photo or the autograph. Yeah,
300.
Oh yeah, both Hayden and Ewan, bro. You're dropping money, but meeting him, bro,
gosh,
it's priceless, bro. I can still hear him saying like, "What's up, bro? How you doing?" When I took the photo with him, I could hear him like saying it in his voice, like, "Hello, Snips. What's up, bro? How you doing?" I hear it, bro. It's crazy. So
that's wild.
Yeah, it is ridiculously priced, but bro, meeting him, it's unreal. Star Wars Syndicate. Hello there. I like that Thrawn picture there. Let's go. We're gonna get bro. That 5th episode is gonna break the internet in so many ways. Not only Anakin, but we should see Thrawn. And the minute he just says his first lines, bro, it's gonna get clipped out everywhere, bro.
I'm just thinking about like the episode how the episode will lay out of like cutting between Ahsoka with Anakin and like Thrawn. Like that's insane. In live action, is that's the half and half of what's going to go on for that entire episode. And I mean, we all kind of pointed this out with Filoni directing. It's like wild that of course he's like, nope, those are mine. I call dibs on that stuff. It's like, that's insane, dude.
Yeah, like seeing that cut back and forth, like is way better than what we got like in the Kenobi finale when they were fighting.
Yeah.
And it would cut to Reva, and I would be so mad. Then it would cut back, and I would be so happy. This episode, we're gonna be happy, cut, happy, cut, like, bro, I cannot wait, man. Next week, it's gonna be banger. Why was that actually a good impersonation of Jake Skywalker?
The Sacred Jedi tax.
Yo, that does sound like him. Retney said, bro, thank you guys for the shout out. That's very nice, y'all. Of course, bro. Of course. Yes.
He's a real dude. That guy rules.
Yes. Austin says, I really enjoyed last night's episode, bro. Yeah, man. It's nice to see that from a majority of the fan base.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? What a great time to be a Star Wars fan. Yes, Austin. What a freak. It's about time, bro. Like, can it just be this every show and series? Like, come on, man. Come on.
Hold on. Look at Rhett's newest comment. Like the most recent comment. If he wants to come on,
bro, please get me on the show one day. I'm annoyed that I have to talk. Bro, of course, bro. I know I'm going to have you on Sif Talk, but yeah, bro, we got you for sure. We got you for sure. Hell yeah.
Right.
Because he'll spit some knowledge.
I know, that's what I'm saying. If he's on by his stream deck right now, send him the link and pop him in, because like
I am right now.
Get out of the chat here, Retney. Also, like, for me to fanboy a little bit with Retney, not to ride him a little bit here, but that dude was one of the first dudes to like ever support me as a Star Wars creator online. So big ups to him. If you ever like see him on Instagram or even TikTok, people rip his videos all the time too. So if you ever see a video that he's got his style, so you know it's him.
Yeah.
Go subscribe, go follow him, dude.
Austin said, get roasted.
Not funny.
House of the Jedi said, why can't I see Randy's comments? So we're multi-streaming from 2 channels. So I think he's in on Diamondfigs link, and then you're in on my link. So you'll only see my chat, but with StreamYards, I see all the comments. So that's why I'm putting them on the stream. So
word.
Noah in the building. What's up? Yo, what up, good peoples? What up, Eric? What up, Yasi? Things people do for attention. Hate has fans. Nils, what up? I'm in here now,
what up,
too.
Nils?
Yasi says it was a beautiful episode. Oh, yeah, man. For sure. Somehow Palpatine returned. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I know. Will, you need to share the negative comments. Oh, yeah, he's going to read them later.
Oh, I'll read it. I cannot wait to read it. It's absurd. It like doesn't even make sense, the comment. It's a full paragraph. Wild.
Yeah. There's on one of my videos, there's a guy that left a comment, and like 10 people replied to it, and they're just all arguing back and forth. It's hilarious. Like, bro, people are just, it's crazy.
Like, I love that people have opinions on Star Wars stuff. It's most of the fun of being a Star Wars fan, but like,
yeah.
I'm gonna read some stuff later where I'm like, that's not a Star Wars opinion. That's just you having a weird personality opinion.
Yeah,
it's just insane.
Somehow Anakin returned. Palpatine said, Ahsoka Tano. Bro, that was great hearing Pop say that, bro.
Right?
I've been getting a ton of negative comments on my community board. Also, dudes are going crazy, crying on Twitter about how it's the, oh, wow, Bro, see, I just stopped paying attention to all those people because it's crazy, man.
No, they suck.
The Ghost is back over 17,000, so we got the crew. Yep, we're gonna take a look. We're gonna take a look at that. I'm going with the Sun theory. Yeah, man. I know you're making a video too. I'm gonna try to work on that today or tomorrow. That'll be fun. That's my prediction. It's Palps. This is post-death and prediction sequels. And I mean, somehow Palpatine returned.
Do you think that this would be that though?
I don't know. I mean, no, but
that would mean he returns again in the sequel. Not only does he return, but he just keeps returning.
Yeah.
Switch the quote.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The transition into Vader's theme at the end. Yeah, that was a little dark. The Vader theme. Little sneaky. So Filoni has always a tendency towards mysticism. He is exploring them now. Yep.
One of my favorite things about him is that of the mysticism of all that stuff. Yo,
what's good?
What's up, dude?
What's going on, guys?
Chilling, man.
Bro, thanks for having me hop in. I was getting real annoyed because I wanted to respond to everything that you guys were saying, and the chat is like delayed by like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I was like, fuck.
What's going on?
I was hoping you'd be wearing a costume jumping into this because I know you have something.
Oh, wait, here, check this out. I'm not gonna
let's go.
I got something right here on my desk. I'm just gonna be blind. Hold on.
Let's go.
Okay, Mando confirmed. Episode 5
confirmed.
Bro, this is literally like this helmet's cool, but it's the most uncomfortable thing to wear in the world.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I know.
It's the Black Series one, but maybe I just have a giant head.
Yeah, no, I had the same one. It definitely is not fun to wear. It looks good, but nah, man, you can't wear that.
No, bro. I actually just finished editing a whole video, like my theories and predictions about like what's up with Anakin in the world between worlds, because all that stuff is weird, like the lightsaber, like his appearance and stuff. Like
it is. There's something going on.
Yeah, I was looking in the world between worlds, like in this book, like trying to like. I think I read a little passage from it in my video, but like just trying to like theorize like what's up with all of that. Cause like I noticed that like when I was watching it last night, I paused it and I was like, what lightsaber is that? Like the whole thing is black.
Yeah.
And then
originally I thought it was Qui-Gon's because
really?
he's got like the solid black and then like the small slivers of gray, but it's not.
Cause I noticed like the little middle piece. And I was like, wait, that's the thing that's on like his first lightsaber and Vader's lightsaber. I was like, Anakin's second saber, like the Skywalker saber, like it doesn't look like that. And then I was like,
you mean Rey's saber?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, bro. All right. It was nice talking to you guys.
Peace out, guys. Hey, that's the end of the stream.
No, bro. Like, yeah. And then I was like, wait, but it's like inverted, like it's black and silver. Like, I don't even know.
It's weird.
Yeah. It's super weird. I'm so hyped for next week to see what the hell is going on. Cause like with everything he's wearing, like maybe that's not the world between worlds and it's just in her mind. But if it is in her mind, then why does he look like that? Like nothing makes sense.
Yeah. Cause I saw people on Twitter saying like, oh, maybe it's Anakin when he's alive, like how Ezra was in there. And they were like, maybe like either like before or during Revenge of the Sith, Anakin found his way into the world between worlds and he was going through portals. And I was like, what? And then they were like, maybe it's Anakin is alive and he saw Ahsoka fighting Balin through a portal, just like Ezra saw her fighting Vader, and he like pulled her out to save her life, like the exact same way that Ezra saved her. And I was like, okay, I mean, I guess I would explain why he's in his Revenge of the Sith robes and stuff, but I was like,
yeah,
the lightsaber is weird. And then I was like, I don't think that it would just be redundant to have that happen to Ahsoka twice, because like that's exactly what happened in Rebels.
And the comment that he says of like, I didn't think I would be seeing you here so soon makes it sound like he's been in the world between worlds for a long time.
That's what, yeah, bro. That's like a whole other can of worms, because I'm like, the world between worlds, it's like a whole realm that connects like time and space. And then when I was I watched like the little clip from like when Ahsoka and Ezra fight Palpatine in there or something.
Yep.
And then I was like just like reading stuff about the world between worlds, and there's like the quote when Palpatine is talking about the world between worlds in Rebels, and he says like, oh, it's a bridge between like the living and the dead or whatever. So then I'm like, dude, do all Force ghosts, like, can they just like go into the world between worlds at any time?
Yeah.
Because then also in that Star Wars book, it says that it specifically says twice that the world between worlds is like connected specifically to the living force. So like it says Palpatine couldn't get access to the world between worlds because he couldn't like get through the living force or something. Like I don't know if he's because he's a Sith or whatever. But then it says that Ezra has a really strong connection to the living force and like he's able to just enter the portal on Lothal or whatever. So then I'm like, okay, Force ghosts, the whole thing is that they learn how to maintain their consciousness within the living force, and that's how they manifest. So I'm like, the world between worlds, if it's connected to the living force, does that mean that like Anakin, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Yoda, because their consciousness is in the living force, can they just like go into the world between worlds like at any time and just exist in there? Like, that's the reason that I could think that he's not blue. Like, that's why he's not like translucent. He's not a ghost. Like maybe they appear like that when they're in the physical realm, but in the world between worlds, it's just like a whole other plane of existence. So that's why he's not blue.
Well, when we see Ezra get his Kyber crystal in the Rebels episode, Dave later confirmed that that was also the world between worlds when he gets it in the Jedi Temple and he's talking to Yoda and the crystal like falls into him and it like descends and then he takes the Kyber crystal. Dave talked in an interview, like one of those after the Rebels episodes that they put on YouTube. He talks about that and he's like, that was also the world between worlds. So if Yoda had access to it while he was alive and on Dagobah, do you think that it's I don't know, it's just weird who can and who can't access the world between worlds at this point, I guess.
No, for sure. And you would think you would see more people in there. Like when I just watched the Rebels episode and there was nobody in there. And even in this one, it's just them two. Like, why isn't there anybody else in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they're not changing how well, and I know obviously probably you do, know a lot about how one becomes a Force ghost. And obviously like Qui-Gon taught Obi-Wan and Yoda knew and they had to teach each other. And then there's that whole thing about Anakin like learning in 15 seconds before he died about like how to change into a Force ghost at the end of Return of the Jedi. But like I don't want to be that Star Wars fan of like, is it diluted that if that's how you do it is having access to the world between worlds, if a lot of these people can do it, it just happens to be that this growing list of Star Wars characters all are powerful enough to access the world between worlds like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just weird.
Like you're saying like if anyone can just get in there, like because it's not explained how Ahsoka got in there, what like
right.
And before she was pulled in by Ezra and Ezra only got in because of the portal. So now like that's what it's like. Is like people are like, you know, I was going on Twitter right when the episode ended and people are like, oh, like did she die? Like, is this where all like Jedi go when they die?
Yeah.
Like, in the world between worlds. But I'm like, if that's the case, then that just defeats the whole purpose of like being a Force spirit. Cause like,
right.
If you don't maintain your consciousness, you're just gone. Like you just go into the cosmic force. Like there's nothing left of you. So then it's like, I don't think it's that. Like, I don't think she's dead. I don't think that like, it's like the Jedi afterlife is the world between worlds because like, that's literally the whole point of becoming a Force spirit. And I'm sure like immediately in episode 5, he's going to be like, yeah, I pulled you out of there or something. Or like, I summoned
something
you
like
or something.
that.
Yeah. Because it's like, bro, I'm sure Filoni is just going to be because he's done this before, like where he just gives them like random powers, like, and Anakin's the chosen one. So he can be like, yeah, you know, I'm the chosen one. So I like pulled you in here or whatever. Like I can do that now. And like, and even in like, another example of that I like research is the Clone Wars. Like when Anakin gives Ahsoka back her lightsabers and they're blue. So like in canon, Kyber crystals, like the color is bonds with the Force user. That determines the color now. But then I found like one of the Clone Wars, like I don't remember what it's called, like Clone Wars Rewind or something like the Star Wars YouTube channel would do where they interview whoever.
Yeah.
And they interview Filoni about that episode. And dude just says like random as hell, just made it up out on the spot. He's like, yeah, Anakin's powerful enough that he knows how to change the color of Kyber crystals. And I was like,
that was so much stuff.
Yeah. And I was like, bro, I was like, what? So then I made like 2 shorts about that, like how Anakin changed her crystals and why he changed her crystals. And all these people are like, you can't change the color of a Kyber crystal, like blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, here's the link to this like Star Wars YouTube video where Filoni says it or whatever. And then they're like, fuck Filoni or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
and then they just mad about it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So I could totally see him being like, yeah, I just like my consciousness, like I summoned you here to save you or something. Or I don't know. Have you guys like followed like not like the recent leaks, but like the old rumors about like what was going to happen in the World Between Worlds and everything?
Oh, I
with
did.
like the Revenge of the Sith stuff.
Yeah, like just like the Mustafar stuff and everything. So like, basically, I think that's what it's gonna. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know if that Mustafar stuff is true, but I think it's basically just gonna be like. I think that there's a lot of like relevancy in this episode, specifically with Sabine not listening to her and Sabine just like straight up giving into attachment, like which is like Ahsoka's main thing. That's why she didn't want to train Grogu. And then also Balin says all of that stuff to her when they're fighting about Anakin, and then like saying like you have a legacy of destruction just like your master, like blah blah. So I think all that stuff just happened to Ahsoka, and now she's gonna have to like confront Anakin being Vader. And what I hope to see is like I want them to like walk down. They're gonna walk through the World Between Worlds, speaking portals left and right. He's gonna be like, "Look, this is the moment." Like, bro, almost like a Christmas Carol type thing, like Ghost of Star Wars Past or something. I want him to be like, oh, like, look, this is when you walked away from me, like, but it's not your fault. Like, I don't blame you. Like, oh, look, this is when Obi-Wan left me. Like, blah blah blah. Like, this is when Luke redeemed me. Like, and then she's gonna understand, like, okay, this was all like the will of the Force. Like, it's not my fault or whatever. And then that's another theory that I have is like the reason Anakin looks weird is because I'm wondering if his appearance is gonna like fluctuate while they're in the World Between Worlds.
I would love that.
I would too.
The only reason that I even thought of that was because I remember that there's like Force Awakens concept art of Anakin's Force ghost going back and forth between being Vader and Anakin. Like when I used it in my video that I made today.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like originally his ghost was gonna be there, and then there's like concept art where it's like he has the hood on and it's his face, but then the half of it is Vader's helmet under the hood. So I'm like, okay, maybe he has the weird lightsaber, and like as they go through, because it's just his consciousness, he's not manifesting himself like as a ghost in the physical world. He could appear like however, because also they just in the Return of the Jedi from a Certain Point of View book that just came out, they like give like a little retcon reasoning for why he has the light robes on. And I made like a short about it or whatever, but like basically he just says to Obi-Wan like, oh, I didn't choose to appear like this, and Obi-Wan just like, well, maybe the Force chose for you or whatever. So it's like the Force chooses how they appear, or like they manifest like however. So like he was a Jedi, so he manifested as a true Jedi with like the light robes or whatever. So like maybe like as they go through the journey, I don't know, like I think it would be tight if they're talking and walking or whatever, and then she like looks at a portal and says something and he doesn't answer, and then she turns around and it's just Vader, and she's like, ah.
That would be sick. Do you think that's also, and the other thing about that scene too is like obviously Vader's theme plays at the end, and they made a really big point of showing it in the captions of like Vader's theme plays at the end.
Yeah,
so
I saw that.
It's super. Hannah's in the chat too. What's up?
Race side. What up, Hannah?
Hannah's a legend. I wish I had a really good Australian accent to say a bunch of legends, but I don't.
Australian accents are hard.
Do you actually think it's Anakin, or do you think it's a decoy?
The only reason that I think that it is like for sure Anakin is because I think it would just be like such a like, I couldn't see Filoni doing it necessarily, but I just think it would be like such a middle finger for them to like, Anakin pops up and then they drop the poster, and then there's the Master and Apprentice like special that's coming out on Friday that's about Anakin and Ahsoka.
Right.
If they do all that and then episode 5 drops and then she turns around and it's like the son or something, bro, that would be like
pissed.
That would
imagine
be like,
all of the fan events, people going to the theaters to see that.
Bro,
and they're just like, it's not him.
I swear, if I'm in the theater and it's like some BS where it's not really him, like I'm probably gonna like, bro, that's like,
damn.
I don't even know how I would react. Like that, I'm speechless even thinking about it, because I'm like, bro, that's like, after the high, like the emotional high I've been on for the last 12 hours, like I haven't felt this since like Mando season 2. Like I told my girlfriend, I was like, bro, I haven't been this hyped on Star Wars in 2 years. Like I was chilling with my girlfriend last night at her place and we watched the episode, and I was so hyped afterwards that she was like, you can go home and like watch Star Wars if you need to. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll see you tomorrow. And I left. And then I was
telling Tony, I woke up my wife last night after we did everything and we did the after show. I was like, hey, you need to get up and watch this. And she's like, can I just watch it? And I was like, no, get up. You need to watch this right now. And I made her watch it. That was like the 5th time I'd watched it.
Yeah. I've watched it twice. I watched it a second time today because I wanted to have it like fresh when I made video.
Yeah.
So the chat here, bro, they're loving you, bro. So Retney's too smart.
Oh, I can't see the chat.
I'm putting up here on the screen. Retney equals library.
Oh, thanks, man. That's nice of you.
Retney is on another level, subscribing now.
You.
I told you. I told you all.
This one's hilarious. Retney might be the living Jedi archives.
Oh, that's very nice of you guys. I just read the books, dude. Like people will be like, "How do you know all of this?" And I'm like, "Bro, I literally just read the books. And if there's something I don't know, I just find out what book it's in."
Yep.
But I think people don't know that there's encyclopedias and stuff. Like I literally, like whenever I come across any version, I just grab it. Like, dude, I just got this book on eBay from 2007.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, bro. It's all legend stuff. It's crazy. It's insane. It's like it's all legends lore it's from 07, so it's a little outdated. Like there's older public stuff that's like not even like a little retconned and stuff, but it's crazy. It's like the history of the Force, like history of the Jedi and the Sith and stuff. Like there's some good stuff. Like I put my notes wherever I want to make videos on stuff, but yeah, bro, if you guys want to know, I mean, or you could just watch our videos that talk about Star Wars, but you can read the books for yourself.
That might be too easy for them to do that.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about this one right here from Poke Wars Theory? Do all Force beings in the world between world carry lightsabers? Why would you need it?
That's a really good question. Bro, see, there's something up with the lightsaber. I feel like they're gonna address that immediately in the next episode because Anakin's lightsaber is so iconic. It's the first lightsaber. So like I feel like people who are casuals, they still know like, oh, that's like, well, they probably think it's either Luke's or whatever, but they'd be like, yeah, that's the lightsaber. And it just looks so like, bro, hold on. Don't mind my pajama pants. Look, dude.
And this guy got on me for wearing Dooku's pajamas, and he's wearing pajama pants.
What up, Dana?
Yeah. Bro, but like these look different. These look different. And like, okay, like this middle piece, maybe this one's also the Force Awakens version, so it looks a little different than the prequels version. I didn't know it was the Force Awakens version when I bought it, but rip. And bro, because on the Disney website it just says Skywalker Legacy Saber, and I was like, awesome.
Oh.
It didn't say Rey's lightsaber, so I was like, okay, cool, I'll buy that one.
Well, I mean, you have to assume because she is a Skywalker, so I think you have to assume.
Hey, man, you know, I won't get triggered about that because, like, even if I don't like her taking the name, there's nothing you can do about them being like the character is literally named Rey Skywalker now.
Correct.
Like, I'm like, okay, that's the character's literally like official canon name. Like, all right, whatever. Whatever, dude. Anyway,
I knew I was gonna get you.
No Rise of Skywalker. I haven't.
We're in a really good mood with everything, you know. We're in a really good mood.
I mean, bro, honestly, I saw that movie once, and I haven't seen it since I saw it in the theater. So I can't even I don't even remember anything. But anyway, these lightsabers look different. So like this, the one that he's wearing is literally like the inverse of this. Like the whole thing is black, and then for some reason this middle part is silver. So I'm like, what lightsaber is that? Like, why does it look like that? And I feel like that has to be addressed. I saw people like this dude I follow on Twitter. He's a cool dude. I think his page is like the Star Wars Academy or something. He said that it's this lightsaber, but the world between worlds is dark, so it's reflecting and making it look black. Oh. And I was like, I don't know if I agree with that, dude, because then why would this middle piece just still be all silver? And like,
yeah, you
like,
can.
I mean, bro, like my room is kind of dark, but like, come on, dog. I don't know. I definitely think that it's either his first lightsaber or it's just Vader's lightsaber because the Vader theme plays, which is very like ominous and sinister. So it's like
it does at the end.
So like why would they do that? Why would they do that unless like some dark stuff is gonna happen in the next episode?
Yeah. I don't know. And there's also that part where like Ahsoka, before she turns around, she like very specifically like holds her head like something is messing with her. Yeah. I don't know if that's just because she fell and she's got a headache or whatever and like concussion or whatever. But when before she turns around, she says the thing of like master, she goes like this, like, oh, my head hurts, and then turns around. So maybe it's like visible, like tampering with her vision. I don't know.
Yeah, bro. If it was something like the sun or something, I mean, that would be like crazy, but also like super whack at the same time.
Wild deep cut too. Wild Clone Wars deep cut for it to be that.
I had to explain to my girlfriend like what the World Between Worlds was, because like when the ocean transitioned into like the stars, and then she like Ahsoka was laying there, I was like, oh, like I was on the couch, like,
Bro,
and I like
yep.
sat up, and she was like, what are you doing? She like made me sit back down because she couldn't see the TV anymore. And I was like, she's in the World Between Worlds, like, and then she was like, what, like, and I was like, and I was like, yeah, okay, so basically it's like a realm within the Force where there's like connects time, and she was like, and then so I actually, that video I just made right now, I sent it to her, and she was like, okay, cool, I'll watch that because it's only 2 minutes long.
Yeah, sick.
But then yeah, we were watching with like my brother-in-law too, and he was like, where is she? Like, and I was trying to explain like what the World Between Worlds is, and I was like, dude, if you want to watch this show, like you have to watch like 4 seasons of this other animated show to understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend was like, no, you can like jump in and watch it. And I was like, you're only understanding it because I explain everything to you. Like,
you're
while
filling in the gaps.
On. Yeah. I was like, if he watches it without like me, he's not gonna know what is happening or like what this is. Like, if you haven't seen Rebels and you just see Ahsoka like standing on this like bridge in the middle of space, you're gonna be like, what is this? And then Anakin's there, and I feel like casual fans know about Force Ghosts because they're blue and they glow. They're visibly like a specter. He's just standing there. Like, people are gonna be like, what? Like, Anakin's alive? Like, when does this show take place? Like, that's confusing. So I feel like there's gonna be some heavy exposition in the next episode where he's explaining like, yeah, like I sensed something and you're here now and blah blah blah. Like, they have to explain a lot of stuff.
They do, like a lot. What do you guys think about this one? So I've seen a lot of people saying the scar is there, it's not there. It kind of looked like it. Like,
the scar right there, bro. The scar's right here. It's right there. Don't worry about it. It's there.
I've already told you that tattoo is sick.
Thanks.
The American traditional stuff is crazy.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, my dad did it.
No way.
Yeah, my dad's a tattooer.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
So do you just get like 3 tattoos, whatever you want?
Hell yeah, dude. You think I would have him if I had to pay for him?
Oh, that's
annoying. That's crazy.
No, yeah, dude, the scar is there. It's just really faint. Like, I noticed that too. Like, I like when I paused it and I got up, I went to the TV and I was like, oh, it's there. Like, because that was another thing where I was like, dude, he has a weird lightsaber and he doesn't have a scar. Like, this is definitely like someone impersonating him or something. But then he has the scar a little. And then like on the poster they released today, you can see it. It's just like really faint. Like, I feel like it's fainter than like Revenge of the Sith. And I don't know. Maybe it looked weird because they had to de-age his whole face or something.
That poster was pretty crazy because they dropped that shit early.
Not even 12 hours.
Yeah. And it's funny. Will hit me up earlier. He was like, should I put Anakin on the thumbnail? And I was kind of being nice. I'm like, let's just, because people are going to complain. The minute we saw that, like, yo, throw him on there right now. Right now.
Because last night after the episode, I posted on my community board and I was like, this episode's amazing. And then I was like, how long? I put a poll. I was like, how long should I wait to like post videos about episode 4? Like, I put like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and people voted Thursday, and I was like, all right, cool. And then like, bro, people were just uploading it on Twitter, like full pictures, like nothing. And I was like, bro. And then they dropped this poster. So like, yeah, for my video tomorrow, bro, Anakin's on the thumbnail twice.
Hell yeah.
It's little Anakin with an arrow and then big Anakin right there. And I'm like, bro, because everyone knows at this point. And then I know there's gonna be people who are like, oh, spoilers. And I'm like, dog, like the whole world knows, like they officially dropped a poster with his face on it, like next to Ahsoka. Like, and bro, it's been reported that he's in the show for like 2 years. Like, it was like a Variety article or something that said he was in it. So like, I don't know what to tell you. But I had people like commenting spoilers when I made a video about Sabine being Ahsoka's Padawan, which is like literally in the trailers, and people were like, spoilers. Oh, thanks for spoiling it. I'm like, bro.
Oh my God.
And then I had a lot of people being like, oh, I don't watch trailers. Like, this is still a spoiler because I don't watch the trailers. And I'm like, bro, I'm not responsible for that, bro. Like, sorry, but like, I'm not gonna hold your hand through life, dog. Like, you're on YouTube right now. Like, the trailers have been out for 2 months. Like, it's not like I could have put something crazy like, oh, Sabine got stabbed in this episode, like in the thumbnail or something, but I didn't. Like, I feel like people just get like, I'm not worried about it because everyone knows. So it is what it is. Like,
I feel like with this show, more than a lot of shows recently too, people are watching it on opening night, especially because of the time change.
Oh, that
like
helps a lot too, yeah.
People know what's going on. There's not really that thing of like Mando where people would wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I'm not going to watch it till after work the next day.
After school.
Bro, people are watching it immediately when it comes out, especially in the States.
Yeah, I'm so happy about that because it feels like primetime TV, like watching like House of the Dragon or something like that. I mean, that's like the last like show that I for real watched when it dropped or whatever. But like, it feels like that, like when people are like, yeah, we have to go home, like let's all watch this, because like when it would drop at 2 a.m., I recently I would watch it like I would wake up at like 7 a.m. and watch it. But like before I was doing YouTube full time, like when I still worked, like at a retail job, bro, I would go to work and like I'd have to beg my coworkers, like, bro, please don't tell me what happened. Cause I had some that would like wake up and watch it in the morning.
Yeah.
And somehow by some miracle, I didn't watch Mando season 2, the finale.
Oh,
And
God.
like thankfully, none of my coworkers spoiled it for me what happened. My manager actually messed with me and he was like, yeah, bro, that Anakin Order 66 flashback was crazy, right? And I was like, no,
that's not funny, dude.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. And then I went home and it was actually Luke. And I was like, bro, like it was like insane. And now that it's like at night, like, bro, I feel like, yeah, like you said, like everyone's watching it when it drops. Cause like, I mean, for me, it comes out at 8. So like, that's a totally normal time to watch TV.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for me, it's 9, and I love it because for almost every show, I had to wake up at 3 a.m. I was one of those crazy people that woke up to watch it because I didn't want to get spoiled. And half the time I couldn't wait, like with Mando and stuff like that. Even when Kenobi came out, like you were hyped because you thought it was going to be Kenobi, but that wasn't what we got. But yeah, this 9 p.m. is beautiful, bro. Taco Tuesday, Tano Tuesday. I freaking love it.
Yeah.
No, it's a blast. Well, okay. Predictions for next week then.
Oh, so I think it's gonna be a lot of Anakin and Ahsoka walking through the world between worlds, talking about a lot of different things that's gonna blow our minds, seeing a lot of different like what if scenarios, and in between that, it's gonna cut to them in that new galaxy, probably finding Thrawn. I don't think we'll see Ezra, but I have a feeling the episode might end with like a tease of like, oh, there's Ezra or something like that. But I think it's going to be a lot of Ahsoka and Anakin, and then them getting to Thrawn potentially in the next one.
Do you guys think that they are going to use the tracker that Chopper put on that hyper drive?
They have to, dude.
Them?
They have to.
They have to. But then how the hell are they going to get over there? They're going to need like the Purgles, bro. Something with the Purgles. They're gonna need to somehow get. Oh no, Sabine's. Who are they gonna? Oh well, if they find Ahsoka's body and Ahsoka could use like try to communicate with the Purgle to hyperspace them over there, that would be the only way.
I mean, if I was her and I had to do some crazy force feed and try to control some Purgle and stuff, I would call the reigning Jedi Master Luke Skywalker and be like, hey, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Can you help me? Can you help me try to like use beast control on this Purgle? Because, dude, she calls him Master Luke in the Book of Boba Fett. And like, I'm loving Ahsoka, but I'm like, bro, you found out about Thrawn's possible return and 2 dark Jedi. And your first instinct is not to call Luke Skywalker.
Exactly.
The first thing I would have done is been like, yo, Luke, there's 2 dark Jedi. Thrawn might come back. Like, I need your help. And then go get Sabine. Like, why would Sabine be your first like instinct? Like, even though they're master and apprentice, or they were, but it's like, bro, you need Luke Skywalker. Like, he's obviously like incredibly powerful. He's the reigning master. The only reason I could think is like maybe they're not is because like in the EU, like for the Jedi Academy books, when he establishes the Praxium on Yavin 4, the New Republic like specifically like leaves him alone. He's like isolated so he can train his students. So I'm like, but I don't even know if he has students right now because he lost Grogu. And like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't train Ben Solo for like another, like what, like 15 years or 10 years or something. So it's like, does he even have any students right now? Like, what is Luke doing right now? Like, besides sitting somewhere on that jungle planet, like with
the weird spider droids.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
exactly. He's sitting in that empty temple, like twiddling his thumbs. Meanwhile, Ahsoka's like fighting for the fate of the galaxy. And like, I'm a little annoyed about that because I'm like, well, I feel like Filoni's movie has to have Luke in it for sure. So maybe he's just going to save Luke for the movie.
Yeah,
I don't know, dude.
I think the way the show is going to end is Thrawn is going to win somehow, some way, and then all the heroes are going to have to go to Luke. Maybe the finale is them at the end going to Luke for help, and that's going to set up the movie because there's no way they're going to like defeat Thrawn in this series. No way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so maybe the show will end with like Thrawn coming back to the main galaxy. Like they'll come back however way or whatever.
I'm definitely expecting like the heroes to lose at the end of the series.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean,
Infinity War style.
Yeah, what
Yes.
other resolution? Like, that's the only like real conclusion to like this little like mini story that there could be. Because I mean, obviously they already announced like the Heir to the Empire movie or whatever. So it's like
Yeah.
clearly the conflict of Thrawn's not resolved in this show. So like, I don't know, like there's gonna be some losses or something. Like Ezra will come back, and who knows? Like, I don't know, maybe some people will die. Like, I'm assuming like maybe Balin and Shin might die or something. Like, there has to be like some stakes, like some losses, but I just want it to feel like it's its own thing. Like, I would be annoyed if it feels like the end of this show is really only existing to set up the movie. Like, that bothers me about stuff when it's like a part 1 and they're like, yeah, but to be continued or something. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want it to be like that.
that's true too, because then it wouldn't be as satisfying. And then it's like, wow, now we got to wait 2 years or 3 years if it gets delayed. So maybe it'll just end in a way that's somewhat satisfying, like a conclusion, but like potential for this dude to come back or something like that. Because you're right, that would suck if it's like, all right, Thrawn wins, and now we have to wait until 2026, 2027 to see what happens. Bro, that's a long wait.
Do you think that's why they're doing the fan events, to like get people in the mood to like go back to the theater for Star Wars, and then they release that movie, and obviously it sets it back up after this season? That might be a good marketing thing for them. If they,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like episode 5 goes over well, and all of these people were in the theater across the country, and it's exclusive, right? Because they're only playing at 8 theaters nationwide.
Something like
then
that.
when that movie release, yeah, they're only in major cities like Orlando, Chicago, New York.
And Australia in the building. What's up? What's up,
Someone talking
Hannah?
about America. Let me take America down, eh?
How you doing,
G'day
Hannah?
there.
Welcome.
Whoa.
Hey, what do we? How did I get here? Well, between worlds, it's real. How did I
Yes,
get here? How did I
yes.
get here?
Literally.
Oh man.
Oh, hey, gang. I thought I'd infiltrate the discussion.
This became a real
yeah.
party, man. This is like the
Yeah, look at that. Look at the colors.
best
The colors
episode.
that's going on right now.
Do you guys see
Yes.
what good
Come on.
Star Wars can do to people, fans? Do you guys see what good Star Wars?
Exactly.
A bunch of people talking about it, having fun, having a blast. Oh my gosh.
Yes. From all over the world.
Yeah,
It's
This is
freaking
so much
awesome.
fun.
This is a worldwide phenomenon. It literally just this episode though. Just this
yeah.
episode.
Well, dude,
know.
I who knows what episode 5 is gonna be like? Because you're right, dude. Is episode 5 of Ahsoka the first thing that's been in the theaters for Star Wars since The Rise of Skywalker?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were going to do the
technically,
fan
yeah.
event for Mando,
Okay.
but they
So
did
this
it because
this
of COVID.
episode, this TV episode is the first Star Wars in the theater in like almost 4 years.
Well, they
That's
did
crazy.
They did the first 2 episodes though. There was another fan event. They did the first 2 episodes like a couple days before Ahsoka dropped, so people got to see it.
Was that just one or was there multiple?
The
I think
first
there
2
was, like,
episodes.
3 or 4.
It was like 4.
Okay.
It was like LA,
that's
San
right.
Francisco, New York, and Orlando, something like that. It was like 4 or
Yeah.
5. This one is like 8 or 10, but like they should have just did it where like you could just go there. I would have paid and bought a ticket and went to watch it. If I could watch episode 5, I would have went to watch it. Or
They
the
don't have it in your
finale.
area?
Mando
You guys
had a
aren't
good
going?
point. He
There's
said that
one,
Return of the
there's one.
Jedi was in theaters a couple months ago.
Oh,
but
yeah,
guess
I mean-
that really doesn't count.
Oh,
Yeah.
good
Dude,
point.
I saw
they
that
rerun
in the theater.
That's
That it was crazy, dude.
Yeah, and then Empire 3 years ago in 2020.
I
they
didn't
brought it
I
back.
didn't go to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which sucks because Empire is my favorite movie. Hey,
Oh,
that reminds me, I remember, Will, you were talking about how Empire. I saw one of the clips from your shows. I saw one of the clips from your guys' episodes when you guys were talking about what's your favorite Star Wars movie, and then bro, one of you guys.
I
was
already
like,
know
I
what you're
was
gonna say to
I
me,
was gonna
and
say
here's the thing.
Empire.
It's
Bro, you were
I
like,
just think it's an easy take. I just think it's an
overrated,
easy
like,
take
yeah,
for
bro,
normies.
It's very like maybe not oversaid, but it's said a lot. It's a very
That's what I'm saying.
popular take.
Normies who don't watch Star Wars, they'll be like, "Well, Empire's good," and that's what I meant by that. I didn't mean that it's a bad movie.
I support
For
that.
a good
I
reason.
love Empire. I love that movie. I just think that Return of the Jedi is a little bit better.
Well, when I was a kid, bro, my dad I saw Star Wars for the first time on like those gold VHS box sets.
I literally
Yes.
have it right here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the Return of the Jedi tape like disintegrated because I would literally just watch it like because for some reason like I thought when I was like 5 years old I thought that like A New Hope and Empire were pretty boring. Like obviously I didn't get all the themes and like all the lessons and stuff. Like Return of the Jedi, bro. Like when Luke does the lightsaber on Jabba's barge, like that was like peak existence to me. So like Return of the Jedi was my favorite when I was a kid, just because I love Luke. So like Return of the Jedi, that's like Luke's like movie. Like with
so you're saying I'm immature. So you're saying I'm immature.
Yeah, bro.
I'm
saying,
a child.
I'm saying that your favorite movie.
I'm surrounded by toys. I'm probably a child.
Your favorite movie, I like that when I was 5 years old, bro.
Yo, shout out to Michael Martin in the chat, gifting 5 memberships, bro. Appreciate that. Let's go. Let's go.
Getting in there. Get in there.
So Hannah, I saw your reaction, but tell us how you felt when you saw Anakin yesterday.
How, you know what? How did I feel? It's like I just like left my body. I think that's the best way to describe it, because I really didn't see it coming. I really didn't like anticipate it. I think because there's always been the talk of Dave's episode is episode 5. That's gotta be the Anakin one. Everyone's talking about episode 5.
Yeah.
And then it was a pretty epic episode, like regardless of Anakin. Like so much happened. The fights, Sabine's gone, Hera's like crashed in the atmosphere, like Ahsoka's like kind of dead. Like there was a lot happening regardless. And then so by the time we got to the final scene of that shot where we're like sweeping from like the ocean to the scene of War Between Worlds, I was like, oh, like this is like the final scene. Like we're closing out on just this like cool landscape shot.
Yeah.
So the second I started seeing like the sparkle in the water, I was just immediately confused because I was like, there shouldn't be any more. There shouldn't be more to this.
Yeah.
So I think I felt really satisfied because I was genuinely just so shocked because I was not expecting anything. But yeah, left my body. I just left my body for like 20 minutes, I think.
That's how I felt too, because like I'm always looking at rumors and leaks. I'm just crazy, and like nobody said that we were gonna get that this episode. There was always rumors
at all.
World.
No one
Everyone was
it.
like,
So
Anakin starts in 5, so like that was out of nowhere, and it just hit, man. Hearing him say hello, Snips, bro. That's what I wanted.
They had to do it. They had to do it. Yeah.
I will say it makes sense that Anakin was at the end of this episode, being that Filoni is directing the next episode, because that's what he did with Mando. Bo-Katan says, go find Ahsoka Tano. And then you're like, Ahsoka? And then the next episode is when they do the Jedi episode.
Everyone knows like it's about to go down.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's like prefacing it. Yeah.
I felt the same way where I was like, bro, so much happened in this episode that I didn't think was gonna happen in this episode. Like I didn't think that Ahsoka and Balin were gonna fight in this episode. I thought it would be like the next one. And the episode, like in a good way, the episode was like really fast paced. Like it went from like fight to fight to fight to crazy thing to fight or whatever. And when I saw Morgan be like, protect the map while I prepare or whatever, and then like Balin standing there, I was like, Ahsoka's about to go fight him right now, right now, dude. And then like, the next shot is her running through the trees, and I was like, ah. And then Anakin at the end of the episode, I was like, Anakin's in this one too. Like, it was like, dude, it was like 40 minutes of just straight bliss, like being incredibly surprised, which is like another reason that I'm like, dude, I haven't felt like this since Mando season 2. Like full out surprises, like 100%, you have no idea what's gonna happen. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, no, exactly. I haven't had this feeling in so long, and like, bro, it just was great. It was great. Even at the end of my reaction, I couldn't even finish the end of my reaction video. I was so in shock. Like I didn't realize what happened. I was like, sorry guys, I gotta end it. Like,
bye.
Like, I was just shook, man. So I think next week, I think Dave has some crazy shit cooked up. Especially if they're putting it in, if they have the balls to put it in movie theaters, bro, it has to be something crazy.
The tickets are free though.
Yeah,
the tickets are free.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, on my pass it says to get there early because it says that they're intentionally overbooking to make sure that it's full.
Exactly.
So
I'm showing up like 2 hours early, bro.
You need to, because I've been to a couple of those, and if you're not there at least 2 to 3 hours before, it's first come first serve. I went to a couple early previews for like some movies, and people showed up like a half hour before. The line was deep; they didn't even get in. So for that, you're gonna want to get there early, like for sure.
Well, the thing is, it's interesting because, like, bro, like I live in Chicago, and the theater that they're doing it at is in Skokie, which is like a north suburb. So I'm like, oh, bro, are people gonna like go out like to Skokie to see this or whatever? And like, I was telling my girlfriend, like, when should we show up? Like, I'm trying to get a good
early
seat. And she was like, well, how many people do you think are going to show up to this? And I'm like, dude, I don't even know how to. I'm like, people are gonna be hyped for this episode. Like, I don't know if people are gonna go out to the suburbs to this theater or whatever. Like, if it was a theater like downtown Chicago, then I'm like, bro, I'm going there tonight. Like, I'm gonna camp out. I'll see you. But I don't know.
Chi-town.
For sure.
Yeah. Nice.
For me and
Is that what
Tony,
you call
it's
it? Is that the
Orlando?
Is that the
No one
is that
calls
the
it
saying
only,
for it?
people
Oh yeah,
call
yeah,
it
that's what
Chi-town,
they
like,
call it. Yeah, Chi-town.
tourists call it that. Like, I would never say that.
Oh, right.
That's funny.
Chi-town.
That's like the nickname for it, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
that's amazing. But yeah,
Sucks for
what the
Tony and
hell?
I, because the only place that they're playing it is at Disney Springs in Walt Disney World Orlando in Florida. So like that's going to be packed.
Oh, it's gonna be ridiculous.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Trip, bro.
All the cast members who are going to leave work early
They're
and
gonna
go.
like live there.
Yeah.
Gosh.
That's crazy.
100%.
It's gonna be crazy, but I'm kind of glad because like I work, so then it'd be really complicated to go. But I think I'd rather be home watching it, recording it, because I think there's gonna be some moments in there where I want like the memory of my reaction to this. Because I think we're gonna get a lot of Hayden and Ahsoka, man, a lot. And there's still that rumor that they casted a younger version of Ahsoka. So if we see like a younger version of Hayden with Ahsoka and like a Clone Wars flashback in the portal, while the other Anakin and Ahsoka are watching that like at the same time, it's gonna be so wild. So wild.
It's wild because we saw Anakin last episode. The list of like people who are like, potential cameos now for episode 5, especially because Filoni's directing, list is a mile long. We're Rex, Zeb, the list of every Luke Skywalker.
Maul.
The list just continues.
I'm hoping Luke every episode.
As Morgan.
Man.
I want as Morgan. That's my cameo I want. Where's him? Where is he? Come on.
Yo, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick.
You're good.
Yeah. So
it's gonna be a Sid from Bad Batch cameo is who we're gonna get next episode.
Oh please.
Sean's asking for Hannah's channel. I'm dropping the link in the chat right now.
I'll change my name to it even. I realized I should have done that. Ray!
Yes. Go check her out.
Hannah, what time is it by you?
Oh yeah. You're in the future.
I don't know. What time is it? Currently 8 a.m. Wow, I thought it was later
it's Thursday over there, right? You're in a different day than us.
Thursday, 8 a.m.
Wow.
Right now. Yeah. I just had literally just had breakfast and then came here.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, isn't that weird? Yeah.
That's so wild. It's 6 o'clock here in Florida, 6:04 p.m. right now.
Yeah, wow. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that nuts? It is crazy living on 2 different days.
I know. It is.
It's the real life, war between worlds. Like it literally is that. It's like we can experience
between time and space.
I love it.
So, Hannah, can I just say that I really enjoy when you pull out the whiteboard on your streams?
Oh my God. I love it.
really enjoy it.
Oh,
thank you.
I love it
when you turn into the Charlie Day meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm literally the meme for about 2 hours. I'm just like,
I love
what if?
When you broke down the Anakin in the trailer and you wrote down every line he said, and you guys figured out that this is from one scene and this is from a second scene, I was like, she's 100% right. It's 2 scenes.
I felt like I was in English class.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, it's all about the tone, how things are said. Break it down. Yeah, I'm a very visual person, so I feel like it's easier. Sometimes I find if I'm just talking, the words just kind of get away from me and I like forget what I'm talking about. But then if it's on the board, I'm like, yes, Lux is Marek. That is who it is. We've got it. We've got it, chat. So yeah, it's a good time. It's a very good time.
The Ray side equals the goat side. Let's go. Let's go.
That way, Nick.
Yes.
I love it.
Damn, it's 11 over there in England. Damn. So Hannah,
1 p.m.
You need to come to Japan Celebration. Just do it.
I'm coming. I'm going. I'm going, champ. Because also the other thing is, I'm pretty sure Australia is in the exact same time zone as Japan. So I think I just need to like go upwards. I just like get it like
Jamie,
a
look that
7 hour. Yeah, right. So I just like go upwards and then I'm in Japan. So I'm down. I'm going there. It's gonna be good.
I remember a while ago I asked you and you were like, no, you'll probably go to the next one in the States. But no, you got to go. Rennie,
I've changed.
Rennie, have you been to Celebrations before?
No, bro, I have not. And the worst part is that it was in Chicago in 2019.
Bro, that was my favorite one too. I've been to 4. Chicago was the best one out of the 4 I've been to, hands down.
Bro, see, so like I've always loved Star Wars, like obviously since I was a little kid. But like when the sequels started coming out, I didn't really like them that much. So like my passion went down a little. So like I wasn't really like up on stuff, I didn't even know what Celebration was. Like,
yeah,
I like would watch. I would watch the movies, obviously play the games and stuff. But like, I didn't hear Celebration until, bro, I think like the year after it came to Chicago. So like, and then I was like, bro, like how? Because I go to the main like Chicago convention here is called C2E2.
yeah.
I go to that every year. I've been going since I was like 9. So I'm like, how did I not hear about Star Wars Celebration? Like, how did I never even like. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I didn't know that like there's an actual Star Wars like convention that they do. And then like, yeah, and then I don't even, obviously I couldn't make it to London or whatever. So I was, and then they announced Japan and I'm like, dog. So
Bro,
like,
just do it.
Keeps
Just do
getting
it.
farther away.
bro, no way, dog. I'd have to have like, so bro, if I get if sometime in the next 2 years, if I get a video that cracks 1 million, I'll use the revenue to go to Celebration. That's the plan. That's the only way I would ever go.
Hey, everybody in chat right now, go help out. If he doesn't go to Japan,
Crack
it's
a
your
million.
fault. It's your fault.
So
Send me
your
right now,
shoulders.
it's your fault.
I didn't know about Celebration either. I found out by accident. So 2017, I was living in Orlando. I was driving and I passed the convention center and there were signs out that said Star Wars Celebration. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So I went the first 2 days and I had such a blast. I haven't missed since then. So it is such a dope, fun experience. Like Hannah knows. She was at Anaheim, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like there's no words in the English language to describe the atmosphere at a celebration.
Is there like a show floor?
Phenomenal.
Like, is there vendors and stuff?
Yeah,
where like people
it's
sell
just
like,
like
food?
it's just like C2E2. Yeah,
It's like a
same
city.
thing. Yep.
It's like a city. It's incredible.
Yep.
So
oh my god, and it's all
crazy.
just like Star Wars merchandise and stuff, like toys
Yep.
and stuff.
New,
Oh,
old, vintage.
God.
Yeah, bro. It's amazing. It's
Bro,
amazing,
I got this dude. This was what I picked up at C2E2. Jedi Revan.
Oh, that's dope. That's sick.
Wow.
I got him right here.
Super
but
sick.
I am excited because I'm going to New York Comic Con next month, and I've never been to Comic Con in New York. So
It's really cool.
That'll be fun. It's fun. It
I'm
gets
stoked
packed
for that.
on Saturday, Sunday, but bro, it's fun. It's fun for sure.
Well, I didn't know you got to do all this crap and make an account, so I was only able to get a Sunday ticket. So
Complicated. Yeah.
we'll see how it is. Yeah, bro,
They
fan
did not make it
verification
easy.
account and stuff, and I'm like, bruh. And then they mail you the tickets. I'm like, dog.
Yeah, it's not easy for New York Comic Con. They do not make it easy at all. The line for New York Comic Con outside, you're just like in the streets of New York, and there's just like people pissed off walking by as you're dressed like a Star Wars character.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Have you seen that clip from Ted 2 when they talk to the Star Wars dude?
and they pull up.
He's
and
like, he's like, yeah, and he starts force choking him. He's like,
Yep.
it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it.
you guys aren't even friends. You guys would be enemies. And it's
Yeah.
a stormtrooper
He's like,
and
he's
over
your enemy and he's your boss. You guys would never be
doesn't make
walking
sense.
together.
Yeah.
He's like, it's a Comic Con, idiot.
Yeah. That
Oh,
was
That's how I
love
like
it.
found out about the
great.
Javits Center.
Yeah.
What,
Oh man.
what about San Diego? Has anyone been to San Diego Comic
Oh,
Con?
I want to go
I-
so bad.
I
wanna
haven't
go.
been. I almost
Yeah.
was gonna go this year, but I canceled my ticket to save for Japan. But I'm kind of glad I did because
Yeah,
everybody
smart.
backed out because Marvel didn't go. Like
That's
Hot Toys
right.
wasn't there. There was a lot of people that weren't there. But San Diego is more for like I would say Marvel and stuff because there's not a lot of like photographs and autographs. But there's a big show floor. New York Comic Con has a lot more if you want to meet people, get photos, get autographs and stuff like that. So. But San Diego Comic Con is like one of the biggest ones. Like San Diego and New York, it's like the big boys. It's kind of like
Yeah.
Celebration, but just a mix of everything.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
everything
I've always
else.
wanted to
Yeah.
go to San Diego because it's like that's like the Comic Con.
Yeah, yep. It's the big bad boy. So yeah.
The big boy.
Well, I thought you were frozen.
Big
You've been
boy.
sitting like that for like 45 seconds.
Oh
I'm just really
yeah.
stoic. I'm just stoic like Ahsoka because everybody says that she doesn't have any emotions in this series.
You're
That's
just
what I-
staring into the abyss like Ahsoka.
Yeah, bro.
The minute she turned around and said Anakin, she lit up like a little kid. Bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How good
That
Bro,
was
was
that?
yeah,
a
all
huge
that
difference.
criticism, like, I think that's just like people hating to hate.
Oh
like,
yeah, it's so dumb
Oh,
because it makes
100%.
sense because she's been through so much. Like she's not gonna be happy. She lost everything. Like, what do you expect? And then the minute Anakin pops up, you see how she really is.
yeah, literally. And then it's like, also, bro, Ahsoka's like 45 years old. She's literally like, even if she's not like a Jedi, like in terms of like the order and stuff, like she still has Jedi teaching. Jedi are supposed to, there is no emotion, there is peace. So it's like, bro, they're gonna be stoic and calm and whatever. So it's like, I don't know, like, and she smiles and stuff. Like, that whole criticism really bothers me because I'm like, Rosario Dawson's clearly a great actress.
She is.
Oh yeah. 100%.
And she's being
100%.
directed by Dave. So Dave knows how he wants
Yeah.
Ahsoka to act.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Because I made this like comparison in a live chat yesterday of saying, think of how Obi-Wan was in Phantom Menace. He was a bit more kind of flippant, a bit like risky, kind of nervous about decisions, and Qui-Gon had to be like, calm down, it's all right. And everyone was like, but what if this happens? And he was kind of, a little jittery. But then obviously if you compare that to Revenge of the Sith, where he's much older, he's a lot more calm, slow, like very intense speech. Like he's very serious. Like that's a like the exact same comparison to me. Like I think young Obi-Wan was a little not as fun as young Ahsoka, but it's the same thing. It's like, oh, they've matured as a Jedi, well, Jedi-like person, where it's like they become that stoic, thoughtful character. So yeah, I'm with you, man. It's like
that does
I
make
don't know
sense.
how people are arguing it. Yeah,
you can make that comparison about anything. Like in Attack of the Clones, when Anakin wants to jump out of the gunship to save Padme, Obi-Wan's like literally screaming in his face, like "You'll be expelled from the Jedi Order." And then, and then in A New Hope, when Luke's like, "I can't get involved in this. Like I'm in trouble as it is." He's like, "Well, you must do what you think is right, of course." Like he's just sitting there because he knows like it's the will of the Force, bro. And he's like, 50 years old or whatever. So like obviously, like that's a great argument. You can pull stuff from any character, like characters.
Also compared to like her master Anakin, who was extremely emotional at all times and would like just do stuff on a whim because it was what he wanted to do. I feel he was so, especially like obviously to use the word animated for Clone Wars, but like he was so animated at all times and like he was doing what he wanted to do. So Ahsoka, knowing that that's the path that led him to become Darth Vader, probably sets her back a little bit of like, she even says it to Sabine in this episode of like how desires can affect you and bring you down the wrong path. And you can't have that as a Jedi. Obviously she's going to have that in the back of her mind if she's absolutely terrified of being like Anakin, because she was the one who was directly trained by him. So it would make sense that she's terrified of it.
I actually think that's going to come up in whatever kind of training conversation that they have in the War Between Worlds with Anakin and Ahsoka. I think there's going to be some sort of sentiment where he shares with her, like, they're going to have to address how he, like, was a killing machine for, like, 30 years. like, it's got to come up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like there has to be some sort of nod to the reason he went down that path and how not to maybe go down that path. It was some sort of, like, how to deal with emotions as a Jedi. I don't know exactly how they would present, but something about Anakin saying, you got to be aware of your emotions, but like don't lean into them, or some sort of Jedi sentiment. You know what I mean? Where so then, because I think that's another lesson that Ahsoka has room to learn of, having emotions, having feelings as a Jedi, and how to not let that lead you. Because I feel like the oppression of them was one of the key factors of Anakin turning, was like he was so oppressed and everyone's like, shut up and just like don't think about anything ever. And then that's where he was like, oh, no one listens to me. So I feel like that has to be somewhere in the story of like how to deal with emotions as a Jedi, which sounds really simple, but I feel like that's a key thing that needs to be like passed on to Ahsoka from Anakin.
That could be a really good conversation for them to have, because like she obviously, like, she left the Jedi Order because they were all like hypocrites and they lost their way, and she saw that.
Yep.
And if he's like apologizing, but she's like, no, like the Jedi, all of you made mistakes. Like, that's something that have you guys heard of the book Skywalker: A Family at War? It's like a bit like a biography of the whole family or whatever. Yeah. So I like read that recently to make a bunch of videos, and like one of the most interesting things is it has like this amazing analysis of Ahsoka leaving the Jedi Order, and it talks about how the council wanted to give Anakin a Padawan to see as a test if he could follow their ways. Like if he can guide another person to find balance in the Force, then like it would give them like a sense like, okay, he's going to be okay, even though he's really volatile. But then it talks about when Ahsoka leaves the Order that she was the one who learned the lessons, and she was the one who was strong enough to actually walk away, whereas Anakin could never do that. Like I think like in the book it says like Anakin considered how like the Jedi like freed him from slavery, they gave him a purpose, like they gave him a place to be, and he, even though he said like I've wanted to leave the Order too, he was like never actually strong enough to do it. And Ahsoka was, and like the book talks about that, like how like, oh, like Anakin failed the test, Ahsoka is the one who actually left with the knowledge and walked away. And obviously I know Filoni retcons books and he doesn't read the books and shit, but it would be cool it would be cool if he follows that same ideology somehow, just because he has a great understanding of the characters. Obviously, he created Ahsoka and stuff. But now that you said that, I think like they could have an amazing conversation where like she's like talking about like, no, like the Jedi were like failures, like, and then people say like Filoni's not a good writer, but I feel like the fact that we're like analyzing all this stuff that happened just in this one episode with like Sabine and Baylan saying all this stuff, like, bro, because she was talking about like attachment and stuff back with Grogu and Mando, and now she told Sabine like, can I count on you? Like, will you do what needs to be done? Blah blah blah. And then Sabine didn't destroy that or whatever. Like, there's so much stuff for them to possibly talk about where like she's seeing what attachment does, and then Anakin's going to talk to her about his attachment and how he needed to control everything and blah blah blah. I'm so excited for this next episode though.
So this next episode, how do you guys think it's going to start? Is it going to start with Anakin, or is it going to start with Thrawn, or is it going to start some other way? What do you guys think? I don't know what to expect with Dave, man.
It's going to be like Huang, like meeting up with Hera and like talking to himself.
Oh, because there's
like,
there's that shot of Hera standing
on Cetos with the gun
thing.
With the ghost and chopper.
But I wonder who she's pointing it at.
Yeah.
They all left.
Huang. She's putting it at Huang.
Oh no.
Well, what's weird is sorry guys, I'm gonna put on my Lego collector hat real quick. For the Lego set that released of Shin's ship, of her speeder, it comes with an E-wing. And that guy who Hera was talking to in the last episode of like where he's like, I'll just make something up. I'll just think of something. That guy, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He has his own figure. And they're on Cetos on the box art. Like, he is one of them with Baylan, Shin, and...
But he stayed behind, though. Remember? He was like, you can't go.
So you're saying maybe he shows up now, like the New Republic tracks down Hera because she broke protocol or whatever?
Yeah, I'm saying that it's going to be something like that because... that's actually... I like that, where, like, the New Republic coming and being like, hey, you have to stop this. And they're like... It's one of those things where Hera's like, well, they just blew that into space. And they're like, well, there's nothing in space right now. We can't see a giant hyperspace ring. You're insane.
Yes.
And she's like, well, obviously it's there.
Yeah, because that senator was saying how she's just doing her own thing to try to find Ezra. Like, they don't even believe her that the threat of Thrawn is real. So then maybe she pulls out her gun like, no, I'm not going back. Like, I have to find my friends or something.
And other than Carson Teva, who's already gone to the Republic and been like, hey, we need to do something about what's going on out there. Like we saw in Mando season 3, and they told him no. Now they both just look crazy. Maybe that's what it is.
The New Republic sucks, dude.
Right?
Yeah, they do, bro.
I forgot about that. How they wouldn't go help Mando in season 3,
which is actually the reason why he employs Mando at the end of Mando season 3. So what if we get Mando? Because they're like, all the X-wings break. All the X-wings.
I'm still mad at Mando.
And Carson Teva's like, I know a guy and a baby. And then
I know a baby that can help.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see them just throwing Mando in because they throw him into Book of Boba Fett and stuff, but I'm still angry at Mando.
Yeah, I don't want them to throw Mando in this.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to.
He could pop up in the movie, that's fine. But like this,
definitely, bro.
Yeah, Ahsoka, the Ahsoka show, he has plenty of toys to play with. Throw Rex in there first. Zeb. Like, I was so mad when Carson Teva showed up and they showed like 5 X-wings. I'm like, Zeb has to be in one of them. He was just with them, and then no freaking Zeb. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. So then, does Zeb just like chill on that outpost on whatever world it was, like where they all just like
he's just drunk. He's just a drunk now.
Yep. Yeah, he's drunk on Malu runs, bro. Like,
I wonder why they showed him then if he's not gonna pop up in Ahsoka. Like,
I know,
just to show that he's still alive, but like he's alive, but we're not gonna use him. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe the CG is too expensive.
Yeah, true. What if the Hera gun scene is like she hears a sound and she like turns around and draws a gun, but it's like it is Zeb. He was like, I heard a commotion out here.
He falls out of his X-Wing drunk.
Yeah.
He just
or like Ahsoka like flies up out of the ocean when she comes out of the World Between Worlds, and Hera's like,
yeah. Maybe. See, like I think it could be like a bait and switch like that. Where it's like, it's someone we want.
Yeah, like, but the world between worlds, you need a portal to enter it. So, like, what are they going to be like? Oh, the Night Sisters had a portal on Cetos, and like Ahsoka fell into it or something. Like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, is Cetos like a force sensitive planet, for lack of a better term, like Lothal?
Well, yeah, because that's not. I was thinking of the other place. Like, Cetos isn't the Night Sister place. She said it was built by people from a distant galaxy.
Yeah,
the Rakatan Empire.
Yeah, perhaps.
Maybe. Oh my god. What if? Because this is my theory of how the rest of the gang get to the new galaxy. Is that one of the Purgle is they're gonna like climb into the mouth of the Purgle, and the Purgle's gonna like blast off to the new galaxy. That's how they're gonna get there.
It's a real Pinocchio situation.
Yeah, 100%. What if when Ahsoka fell, she fell into like the whale, like the whale,
into
like
a Purgle's mouth? Yeah,
like a Jonah and the whale, like very biblical like connection there.
Yeah,
Dave loves these biblical connections, like for no reason. So there you go.
I mean,
she's
like
inside the whale.
Greek
Inside the whale
story about a whale or something.
Is the portal? The whale's stomach is the portal to World Between Worlds. There you go. Solved. No more discussion.
Well, yeah, because couldn't the wolves on Lothal, they can enter the World Between Worlds, right? Isn't that like why they're on the spinning thing? They're like connected to it or something.
Yeah.
I think so.
When Ezra goes in, when there's that shot of all the voices and it zooms out, the wolves are running in the circle.
The circle,
around the thing or whatever.
Around the
then are the wolves like connected to it or something?
Possibly, yeah.
Maybe.
So then maybe Purgle can be connected to it too.
You think we're gonna see some Loathe Wolves?
Well, bro, there was that rumor from like a year ago that she was gonna ride one in the show.
Right.
Yeah.
So then that's what I was thinking too. Like, what if the Loathe Wolves can enter the World Between Worlds or whatever, and she rides one out?
Oh,
that would be cool.
Well, because she was supposed to at the end
situation.
of Clone Wars season 7. That's how it was originally supposed to end. Was her like meditating with the Loathe Wolves around, and the clones all come in to like kill her for Order 66. And they see all these tree trunks, and then they do that thing of like, that's no moon. They go, those aren't trees. And then they all just lean down, and they're Loathe Wolves, and she rides them out. He said that at Star Wars Celebration a while ago. Hannah, what were you going to say?
It's on this. Because the like the ring, the portal has like wolves running around it, right? The portal that we saw, or where was it? Was the portal or the map to the new galaxy? And we had the ring around.
Had Purgles on the ring.
The Purgle?
Yeah.
So maybe it is coming back to the Purgle. Maybe the Purgle, they fly in a circle, and that's a portal or something. But maybe that's got to do with the new galaxy and less of World Between Worlds. Don't know. Oh, well, no.
Is the portal on Lothal ever like explained? I haven't watched that episode in a long time. Is it like explained like why it's there? Like it's just a Jedi temple? Like I know he has to do something to the painting of the Mortis gods, but like,
well, Ahsoka calls that painting. I rewatched the episode. Tony, I think you rewatched it too.
Yep.
Ahsoka calls that a star map.
Yeah.
That painting of like the gods that are standing like that, she refers to that as a star map. So I don't know if that's like a weird connection to obviously the star map that they have in this that Balin destroys, but like weird terminology to call that mural painting a star map that he goes through. And then also this is also a star map. I don't know.
But that Jedi temple that had that entrance to the World Between Worlds is on Thrawn's ship. It's on the Chimera that's in that different galaxy. So it's over there. It's nowhere near there. But it's still on his ship. Because remember, he brought Ezra on there, and Palps was trying to get Ezra to open the portal on the ship, but then he kind of destroyed it on it. That was on the Chimera.
That was on the ship?
Yeah, so it's on the ship.
I do not remember that.
It's on the ship over there. Kanan Saber is still on the ship too, because Governor Price brought it to Thrawn. So like Ezra could have Kanan Saber over there. On top of that.
And maybe that's how Ahsoka gets there. If she's in the World Between Worlds right now, maybe she does this thing with Anakin, but then she sees the portal that's on the Chimera
and comes out on that
in the new galaxy.
Do you think that's where the time jump is then that everybody's saying that's going to happen in this episode?
It could be. It could also be different if time is different in that other galaxy.
Well, yeah, bro, because doesn't it takes a long time to fly some places. Like there's time jumps and stuff. Like some of the books I read, they'll be like, oh, and the ship after 6 days, the ship came out of hyperspace. I'm like, 6 days, bro. So like if they're flying to another galaxy, what if there's like a 6-month time jump or something crazy that like it takes that long in hyperspace?
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about a time jump, but I could see that happening if it's so far.
What if the jump is like Ahsoka arrives there and it feels like we're just on the back of last week's episode, but then she like sees Sabine and everyone there, and Sabine's like, it's been like a year and a half. How are you you're finally here?
Yeah,
you know,
that would be
like
insane.
like Interstellar or something. Like I've waited 20 years for this.
Yeah. Damn.
Sabine's like 67.
That would be cool if she pops out and she's just like on Thrawn's ship, and that's how she gets there, and then she has to wait for like, the Republic to get there.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that I could see them like Dave just giving Anakin like some crazy powers in the world between worlds because he's the chosen one, and being like, yeah, I sensed you were here, and then like, oh, you can go here, like, and he like opens a portal himself or something. Like I could see something like that happening, like because there has to be an explanation for like how he knew she was there or like whatever. Like maybe he's the only one who maintained his consciousness that can like enter the world between worlds. Because in that I know again, Dave doesn't give a shit about the books at all, but in the new From a Certain Point of View for Return of the Jedi, Anakin just becomes a Force ghost, like just because he wants to. Like I made a video about it. Bro literally is just like, nah, I'm not going. Like I can't go out like this, and he just becomes a Force ghost by like his power of will. Like in Legends, Obi-Wan had to like teach him how. He's like, I have this final lesson for you, and then he shows him how to do it. In this one, there's like like 3 pages of him just thinking about how much he doesn't want to die because of everything he did. And then he's just like, boom, he's a ghost. Like he does it out of his own willpower. So I'm like, okay, maybe they can give him some crazy powers in the Force, like where he could just do whatever he wants because he's created by the midichlorians and stuff, and the chosen one or whatever. So maybe he has crazy powers in the world between worlds.
Do you guys think we're gonna get a lot of Ezra or a little bit of him? 4 more episodes left. How much Ezra, like realistically, you think we're gonna get?
I'm just so curious to see where he's at. Like, is Thrawn gonna have him as a prisoner this whole time or something?
Yeah.
Because Thrawn, when they show Thrawn, bro's all clean, like he's got his uniform and stuff. So I'm like, they haven't been like living in the wilderness or something. Like, I feel like Ezra sacrificed himself, and maybe he's been living in captivity. Like, I just read the Revan book. Revan was prisoner for like 4 years, so maybe Ezra's just been Thrawn's prisoner this whole time, and they're gonna break him out, and then he'll be like powerful in the Force or something.
I really would love a scene of of Lars Mikkelsen in like a tight singlet doing martial art training. That has to happen. You know, that scene from Rebels. He's like training, and he's in this like tight ass singlet and like tight pants. I want Lars Mikkelsen doing that live action, please.
Oh man,
just like training, and he's training with Ezra, and they're both just in singlets, just like wrestling. There we go.
That'd be insane.
Oh, dude.
Do you guys think Thrawn is the big bad, or do you think there's like something else in this galaxy, like the Rakatan or Yuzan Vong, or like I think
Palpatine
might be no, bro. Bro, if this mofo is in every galaxy, bro, oh my god, I love.
It's a Palpatine clone.
Oh my god, bro!
Palpatine created Thrawn.
That's how
Exegol.
Dave, there is an interview that I posted a while ago where Dave says his favorite EU story is Dark Empire. So who knows?
I didn't like Dark Empire.
Me neither, but
oh well. Oh my god.
Well, dude, I mean, there was those rumors that Thrawn was gonna have new stormtroopers that are like boosted with Night Sister magic.
Yeah, like
did you guys hear about that like a year ago?
White stormtroopers, and they're all cracked, but it's like gold stitched together, like Kylo's mask when he put it back together, and it's supposed to be like a big army of them. Yeah,
because I'm assuming there were stormtroopers on the Chimera when they disappeared or whatever.
Lovey, get down.
Like Thrawn had stormtroopers on the Chimera.
Yeah, that's what. So Tony.
So what if they
all yesterday?
Yeah. What if they died and then Thrawn's like had more? Well, shit, Morgan hasn't been there. But what if Morgan like resurrects all his stormtroopers? Yeah,
just like she did with Marok. Marok was nothing but that.
Yeah.
Because if she can, and what's his name too? Darth Maul's brother. Why am I Savage?
Savage.
When he dies, all of that green magic comes out of him too.
Yeah,
he becomes all skinny again.
Yeah,
yeah.
Normal size.
So maybe it's the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, that would be cool. Like, I would prefer that as opposed to them like having Thrawn be like, I don't know, like working for like the Rakatan or like the Yuuzhan Vong or something. Because I mean, yeah, Filoni said like Thrawn is the new big bad or whatever for this time period. So I think it would be cool if he has like undead stormtroopers. Like, I haven't read that book, but isn't like the original Death Troopers book, weren't they like zombie stormtroopers, like with a blade
like
or something?
Or something
like
that.
Yeah.
So that would be cool, bro. Like, I don't know, like it's a new interesting conflict, like for Ahsoka to fight.
I just love we're going into these last 4 episodes completely blind, with the exception of like 2 scenes from the trailer, like seeing Thrawn and seeing Hera on the planet. But everything else, like, we have no idea what the hell's gonna happen.
Yeah. I haven't been paying attention to the leaks, like any new leaks. Like, I know the old stuff, but I haven't been watching any of like any videos that talk about like new leaks or anything, because I genuinely do not want to know like anything.
Same. I mean that, but yeah.
Can I read this comment from this crazy guy on my
Instagram
now?
Bring it up. Yeah.
Okay. So I got this on. I posted a reaction video on Instagram. Yeah, just hate fan mail.
Oh my god.
Now this guy, I've since deleted this comment and I've since blocked him, so you won't be able to find him. However, he has commented on probably 95% of the stuff I've posted in the last month, just angry about everything Star Wars. So and I let him keep going, because I'm like, hey, I'm gonna take the engagement. I don't care, because people come after him like, hey, that's not fair. Like, Ahsoka's really great.
They reply to him. Yeah.
Yes, but this comment was absurd. Just the way it starts off. What an absolute dog shit show. One callback doesn't make up for all the pathetic chick fights and the inconsistencies within the universe, like this little girl could survive a saber stab and be good in 24 hours, but Qui-Gon Jinn died within 2 minutes. Not to mention Ahsoka is a character that hasn't shown a single emotion yet this series. I have also this weird feeling Filoni will also try to make it so random people can learn the Force instead of it being a natural inclination you either have or don't. Clown-ass show. Quit simping for this new desolate Star Wars path.
Wow.
Oh, man. I gotta take a walk after that. I'll be right back. Clear my head after that.
Yeah.
So much anger, bro.
That was absurd.
Rough.
It's just funny because like every part, you're like, oh, I have something to say to that.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I was like, like immediate rebuttal. Yeah,
Yep.
Easy explanation. Like, dude. Oh man,
that's insane, man.
All those things he stated were just the things that are easy to say. Like, if you haven't like put any thought into thinking about the show or like have engaged with it at all, like those are things you just say just to like hate it. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't have emotions. Like, it takes you like 2 minutes to like think about Ahsoka to like realize, oh no, she does actually show a lot and all this. Like, we solved it in like a 5-minute conversation before.
Exactly.
So, that's so annoying. That's so annoing.
Dude, I've been getting comments like that like crazy, man. Like, that's what I love on YouTube, how you can just do the hide this user from channel.
From your channel. Yeah.
Bro,
I love that.
So good.
Yep.
So good.
That's my favorite button to click, bro. Because like when I was posting about like even with the premiere, like so many comments were just like, oh, like blah blah blah, like woke Star Wars, like I don't want to watch the women or whatever. I'm like, dog.
Oh
like,
my god.
Like
bro.
the fact that dude called Sabine a little
classic.
girl, it's like, okay, bro. So you're literally just like hating on women. The fact that you said little girl, like,
yeah.
All right, bro. Like that's what you really don't like about it, is that like the main characters just happen to be women, like. Just say that and move on, 100%. Bro. Say that to yourself and move on.
It makes no sense too, because it's like they all earned it. They all have a deep backstory. We've been with these women for years, like Sabine, Bo-Katan, Ahsoka, all of them. Like, come on, they earned it. They all struggled and got through it. It's not
and it's like if you say that, if you're like, oh well, these characters from Rebels, then their next argument is like, oh well, like I don't want to watch a continuation of an animated show or something or blah blah blah, and I'm like.
So
3 posts ago, somebody told him to watch Rebels, and he was like, "I'm not going to watch a cartoon."
Yeah, bro. So it's like, what is this?
Like,
you don't even like Star Wars.
You can't talk.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. So many people like that. Yeah, I don't get it either. That's a lot of energy to waste, bro. Like, what? God, man.
Well, the thing is, too,
Crazy
is like,
days.
I don't think you should spread negativity or be toxic at all or whatever, but it's like, let's look at like the things that you could possibly like be upset about or whatever. You're going to be upset at Dave Filoni's Ahsoka show. Like the dude who was trained by George Lucas, who created this character with George Lucas on the Clone Wars.
Yep.
You're going to go after this show, bro. Like you should be celebrating this. Like it's cool that there's an Ahsoka show. Like it's live action. Like personally, I don't care if something is animated or live action or whatever. Like this show should be celebrated because it's cool. Like it's cool that they made this. It's cool that Filoni made this. Like I don't know why. Like even on Twitter, man, like Twitter's going crazy. Just like saying Filoni plays with action figures and like they're all doing impersonations of the animated characters and stuff. And I'm like, you guys are like forcing yourselves to hate on this. Like yesterday's episode was great and you guys are literally just forcing it. Like I saw so many people going after de-aged Anakin and I'm like, bro, everyone was up in arms that he looked too old in Kenobi.
Yep.
And now they de-aged him and people
He's
are like,
young.
oh, like plastic Anakin, like alien face or something. And I'm like, bro, you guys are hating just
unless
wait.
they time travel and take the person and then use them, they're not going to be happy. It's the same thing with Luke. Like they were pissed in Mando and then they were pissed in Book of Boba Fett. And obviously they look different, but like they're never going to be happy when being so that in that gallery episode where they talk about them doing the CGI for Luke and the deep fake where they were like, it's hard because not only did Mark Hamill have that accident, but he looks incredibly different in every movie because he's getting older. So like, he doesn't look the same no matter what. So you're how he looks.
Yep.
100%.
That comparison is crazy how they did that, where they used the shots from Return of the Jedi and they're like, in Jabba's palace, he looks like this. And then on Endor, he looks like this. And I'm like, dude, I never noticed that. Like, he does look so different.
Yeah, it's so different. Yeah, for sure.
All those people that are hating on Ahsoka, they're just the Andor fans that are mad.
Like Tony. Tony's an Andor fan. He's a really big Andor fan.
No. I like big.
No. People bring up Andor and stuff like that. That's why I was getting annoyed because people said, I saw people on Twitter saying how like the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka were too slow. And I'm like, bro, you guys say Ahsoka
check
is
out
slow,
Andor
then. Yeah, but I'm like, you guys call Andor a masterpiece, but then you say Ahsoka is slow. Like
we got 3 lightsaber fights in 12 minutes on the first episode of Ahsoka.
Beautiful.
God, like Andor is cool. Like I can appreciate Andor for what it is. Like I know it's well made. Like it's beautifully made. It's just like it happens to like not be for me. Like in terms of what I want to see in Star Wars. But like the way that Andor really, really, really passionate Andor fans just act so pretentious and just like crap on everything else Star Wars. It's like if you hold yourself to that where you're like Andor is peak and everything else is just garbage, then it's like, bro, you don't like Star Wars. You just happen to like Andor. And you're like hating on everything else that's Star Wars. Like I don't like. There's no need for that. Like I saw so many tweets today where people are talking about Ahsoka, and then someone's like, "Andor's better though," and it's like, bro, no one's talking about Andor. Like you don't need to do this. Like we all have our things that we like.
Yeah. Bro, I know you saw when I quote tweeted the thing where somebody posted the end of Andor where it was the speech, and the quote was, "Dave Filoni could never make a scene this impactful." Bro. And I just quote tweeted it with the end of Clone Wars season 7 where Ahsoka is standing in front of all of the stormtrooper helmets. Like, what are you?
Oh, that's so good.
Yep.
Like,
what are you talking? Good. There's so many moments throughout all of what Dave Filoni has worked on that like tears immediately. And you think that that's not impactful? Wild.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like, I got into like a little debate with some dude on one of my community posts today because like he annoyed me because I was like, I posted like, yeah, this episode was amazing, and he responded and he was like, interesting. How would you say it holds up to something like Andor?
Oh,
and I was like,
God, bro.
And I just replied, and like I wasn't like a jerk about it or anything, but I just said, bro, I was just like, bro, in my opinion, the last 30 seconds of Ahsoka episode 4 are better than all of Andor. And then I got people commenting, and they were like, oh, like one actor making a cameo isn't better than all of Andor, like blah, blah, blah. And then I replied and I was like, look, dude, here's my case. I was like, Andor is like a very well-made political thriller that just happens to be in the Star Wars universe. Like it happens to be about the Empire and the Rebellion. There's stormtroopers in the background. But I'm like, for me, Star Wars is like the Force. It's the mysticism and like the myth of the Force and like the Jedi and Sith and stuff. And I'm just like, Andor is great. It's well made. I can acknowledge that. It's not what I'm looking for in a Star Wars story. Like personally, I think Rogue One is like the perfect balance of that, where it's like Yeah, it's about normal people, about the rebellion. The main characters are not Force users, except for kind of Chirrut or whatever. But that's still present. She has the Kyber necklace. Chirrut talks about the Force and stuff, and then it's like, cool. We're still watching this show that's supposed, like, you know, that's how they pitched Rogue One. Is like it's about the normal inhabitants.
And you still got one of the best Darth Vader scenes of all time in that movie.
Yeah, and it's like obviously, like, yeah, Darth Vader's in that movie, but even if you took out Vader, it's still like a balanced thing. I feel like where they talk about the Force.
You know, it's
for sure. Yeah,
Andor, it's not even, they don't even say the words the Force in Andor, and I'm like, dog, like, come on, bro, like. But I enjoyed Andor when I was watching it.
I was just gonna make a connection of the only thing of Andor that I that I wished happened in Ahsoka was in this episode, and at the end when Balin was about to toss Ahsoka off the edge, I wish Ahsoka just looked at Balin and just said, "Can't swim. I can't swim."
Oh God!
Just like how Kino Loy said that.
Oh my God!
I wish she said that. It'd be perfect. Can't swim.
Oh my God!
It would be so good, so good. And that's the Andor I want in Star Wars.
What's worse,
Andor or The Last Jedi?
Or The Last Jedi?
Honestly,
well, that's hard.
I'd rather The Last Jedi, bro. At least I get some lightsabers, Jedis. Andor, bro. I can't, bro.
Nah, see,
I get Yoda and Last Jedi too. I just enjoy the little bits that I like.
I would rather watch Andor.
It's the same.
I'm choosing Andor. I would rather watch Andor. Because
they're both parts of town that I don't want to visit.
Yeah, like it's like pick your poison. I would rather watch Andor because I'll be bored, but I don't have to watch a depiction of Luke Skywalker that I do not like very much.
True.
Because Luke is my hero and Luke is my favorite. Like, you know, I actually tweeted about this, and I don't know if you guys know Darth Chaco, but he's my homie.
Yeah.
I talked to him and stuff.
Oh yeah.
He replied and stuff, and he's been like my TikTok friend for a while. But I tweeted like how I've been debating about watching the sequels again, because I'm like, I always tell people, like, I mean, I saw The Force Awakens, like when The Force Awakens came out, I was like 16. I saw it like 5 times in the theater. I thought it was awesome. And then The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, I didn't like it. But I haven't seen them since they came out, and I've been thinking about rewatching them because I tell a lot of like my subs and my viewers and stuff, like whenever they're like, "Oh, this isn't canon," or "Oh, blah blah blah, this is Legends," like it doesn't count. I'm like, dude, don't worry about the continuities, like just enjoy the stories. Yep. And I've thought about watching the sequels because I'm like, okay, there's canon and then there's Legends, and I'm like, these Legends books will always be here. I can always read Jedi Academy or New Jedi Order or something. And then I could watch the sequels and just be like, okay, this is a different continuity. These are the stories that happened. I don't prefer them, but maybe I can enjoy them now that I'm a few years older and maybe I can watch them. And I'm like thinking about it, and I'm like, maybe I could do Force Awakens because, like, you know, it's cool. Like, there's cool stuff in there. But then I was like, I don't know if I can go on to The Last Jedi, dude. Like, I don't know if I can watch The Last Jedi. Like, I know beautifully made movie. Like, I know there's cool stuff, but I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. And then I don't know if I can watch The Rise of Skywalker again, dude. Like,
yeah, I think the perspective, and this is definitely how I kind of approach the sequels, is it's like that it is its own galaxy. It's like this is the neighboring galaxy of Star Wars, of neighboring timeline or whatever word, that it is kind of parallel in my head, because, you know, I kind of spend as a fan my time and energy into like reading books around the Clone Wars, around Ahsoka, around like my favorite characters, around the eras that I really enjoy. I get and understand that the sequels are there, and I'm definitely one of those people that I'm like, they're beautiful movies. I can go on a lot of scenes in those movies that are just phenomenally
just the
made.
trailers.
Really
those are the greatest trailers I've ever seen.
Trailers,
oh my God.
like,
so hard.
Like, boy, they do hype you up. Oh man, they're good. They're beautiful, and there's some really interesting concepts and interesting characters. But that's kind of where it sits, where it's like, you know what, my energy and focus is going to be on these eras that I love, but the sequels are there. I'll appreciate them for what they can give me, but it's just like, to me, it's in a different galaxy or something. It's like in our world, it's like that's a different, it's like a Star Wars subtext, I don't know, or like, you know, not subtext, but you know what I mean, like just parallel to what's in my brain. I don't know.
So do you think with Filoni going to a new galaxy in the show that he's trying to set up a different galaxy for his movie? That way all these stories don't have to connect to the First Order and the sequels, and Dave could just do whatever he wants in Dave's galaxy?
No.
I don't think
I just don't think that Lucasfilm would ever allow that, because all they do is triple and quadruple down on all that sequel stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I know I've seen videos about that and stuff. Like I saw like Theory made a video about that. Like, oh, he's doing the new galaxy to kind of like say bye-bye sequels and stuff. But I'm like, bro, even like, let's say Dave didn't like the sequels, which I'm pretty sure he's on record saying that he likes them. Like, they would never let him be like, hey, I'm going to go make this other galaxy of Star Wars stories because I don't want to connect to the First Order. Kathleen Kennedy would be like, dude, shut up. Here's this new script where Luke Skywalker does whatever and goes away and Ahsoka does whatever. Like, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Dave's first time live action directing was for Rian Johnson on. I saw that a while ago.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
that's how he trained him.
Yeah.
He gave him tips and like let him watch and stuff. And which is like cool. Like Rian Johnson's a talented dude. Like I like his movie Looper a lot, but it's like, I just don't like what he wrote in The Last Jedi.
His Netflix
Glass
movies
Onion?
too. Yeah.
Glass Onion?
Oh yeah.
Those
I haven't
are
seen
dope.
That's a phenomenal movie.
I haven't seen
It's
Knives
dope.
Out.
What?
It's actually good. Yeah.
Glass Onion. Knives. Oh yeah, Knives Out was the first one. That's right.
Yeah.
But those are great movies.
But okay, are you guys going to go watch the new Jedi Order movie with Rey?
Yeah.
So
undoubtedly.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it. I'm not
excited about it, but
I'm not excited. But I want to see it to see if they learn from their mistakes, if they bring Finn back and maybe make him a Jedi, if maybe they come up with a cool villain. Because I liked Kylo and I liked Snoke before he was nothing. So I'll give them a chance. But if it's not good, they're gonna hear about it.
I'm going to see it because when they announced it and stuff, I realized I was like, I don't like the story of the sequels. Like, I just don't like the story. But I realized I don't really have a problem with Rey. Like, I'm not one of those people who I hate Rey. Like, blah blah blah. Like,
you have her lightsaber.
Oh, damn, that's bogus, bro. Okay, it's just called.
That was really
Skywalker
expensive too. You probably
Saber,
paid extra, like fast shipping for it too, and everything.
Nah, chill. It wasn't that much. The Disney ones are like $200. But anyway, this is not. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I realized I don't hate Rey. Like I don't have a problem with the Rey character. Like I always thought she was cool. Like because I think you can make the argument bro, if she, I don't like when people call her a Mary Sue and stuff because she does stuff, but bro, we see infants using beast control and shit. Like Ahsoka controlled a tiger when she was 8 months old. So I don't really give a crap about Rey, whatever, doing stuff. Sure. I guess you can make the argument, but I don't have a problem with her character. So I'm same thing. The new Jedi Order books with Luke, they'll always be there if you want to read those books. And it's just a different continuity. So it still happened just in the Legends continuity. So I'll go see the Rey new Jedi Order movie because maybe it could be really cool. I feel like they're going to put their effort into making an awesome movie.
They have
and if you don't like it, then just go read the new Jedi Order books, bro. It's not that big of a deal. There's nothing to trip about or anything, but I'll go see it just because I'm curious to see how it is.
I'm wondering why they're doing that first and not the James Mangold Dawn of the Jedi first or Filoni's movie first.
I don't think
wonder
that movie's gonna
Mangold's
happen.
even gonna make that movie, dude.
Yeah, after Indy bombing.
Yeah. I didn't see Indy yet. I'm gonna watch it when it goes on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on too.
But I don't, bro. I don't know. I mean, everything with the strikes and everything. Who knows when they're gonna develop these movies or They've been shifting stuff around
in advance.
Ray Kenobi. Didn't they delay Skeleton Crew in the Acolyte?
Oh, I wish that was
2024
next year. Yeah. So there's nothing else this year.
Marvel delayed a ton of their Disney Plus stuff too.
A lot.
So Disney's just pushing everything back.
Well, yeah, bro. And then Iger's restructuring stuff. They're taking stuff off Disney Plus. Bro, I wouldn't be surprised if he's nah, make the Rey movie only. These other ones are make Filoni's movie a Disney Plus movie or something. I could see them doing something stupid like that. As long as Iger's at the helm, this dude's doing all this stupid stuff.
He's on something. I swear he's on something.
Yeah.
Bro came back with a vengeance, for no reason.
Do you guys think that? Because I'm already expecting it. If Dave's movie actually ends up being called Star Wars: Heir to the Empire, right?
Oh, there's gonna be grumpy people.
So.
There are going to be people who are pissed because it's going to be so incredibly different than the books.
Yep.
I just don't know. I'm so worried about that because for Filoni to have his movie, right? And it's probably I have a feeling it's going to be fantastic, right? But I just know that there are going to be so many people and so many old heads from like the 90s who are reading those books who are like, that's not what happens in the Thrawn trilogy. Like, people are going to be mad.
There's going to be all those tweets like the real heir to the Empire, like with a picture of the book or something. Because bro, when they announced the movies, I saw so many tweets like this is my new Jedi Order, and it's like the picture of Luke talking to his students or whatever. That's always going to be there because people were complaining like, oh, they split the canons and now that they Legends isn't canon anymore. And now when they draw stuff from Legends, they're just like, oh, they're copying Legends. They can't come up with anything original. It's like, bro, what do you want? Like, do you want some of these stories or do you want none of them? Or like, what are you looking for? What are you going to complain about next?
Those people complaining about Heir to the Empire, they're still going to go see it so they can complain some more. So either way, it's going to hit. It's going to hit. For sure.
I bet it would be called Heir to the Empire, though. I mean, it's a great title.
It is.
And I mean, they could still adapt the story closely enough, I guess. Like, if Balin survives, then he can serve as like the Jorah Sabayoth type character. And then like, I mean, that the book starts with like Thrawn coming back and attacking, and they're like, this dude came back from his exile or whatever, which is like essentially what they're talking about in the Ahsoka show. So if they follow the plot of him just like attacking, I only read those books once, so I don't know if he goes after like shipyards and the New Republic.
Could they follow that story without Mara Jade though? Who would fill that void?
I don't know.
Maybe Shin Batty. Shin Batty could be the new Mara Jade. I love me some Shin.
There you go.
I don't know, because I mean, like, because she's with Card and they're like the smugglers in the plot and stuff, and I don't know, it depends. I guess it depends how it involved if they have Luke. But I'm curious if Luke is going to be in this movie. Like, will they deep fake him for the whole movie, or will they just recast?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Mark
about
Hamill
that too.
Definitely doesn't want to do it anymore.
Oh yeah, bro, he can't do a whole movie.
After those quotes of him being like, he's like, guys, just get somebody else. What are we doing? He doesn't even want them to do more Luke stories.
He said there was no need or whatever. I'm like, Mark, there is a need. There's a deep need. All we have are these books from like 30 years ago. We need like a Luke show or something.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Even if they did an animated.
Yeah, he's the one who said like, oh, like Luke becomes a Jedi at the end of Return of the Jedi, and then that's it. Like, there's nothing. Like, I remember him talking about that, where he compared it to like watching James Bond get his license to kill, and then there's no more James Bond movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, like, yes, all we have are these books. At least do like an animated. I think it would be amazing if they did an animated show where Mark Hamill like narrates it as old Luke, and it's like the adventures of Luke Skywalker, and it's all stuff when he's young.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that would be sick.
That would be tight,
man.
I was hoping that that's what Tales of the Jedi Season 2 would be about, and they fill in the gap between.
That would be awesome.
Because and obviously it's a reach, but the logo is green this time instead of like that Clone Wars Old Republic like gold and kind of the Coruscant vibes. So it's all green. So who knows? That would be sick.
I think it'd be cool if Sebastian Stan. I mean, obviously he looks like Mark Hamill, so I mean, I know that's been a fan cast for a long time.
I'd commit. I'd commit to that. Like that's Luke, and it definitely comes down to portrayal. Like, I think Rosario Dawson, like, if we, she looks like Ahsoka, but it's like she's very different. But like, I've committed that that's Ahsoka in my head now because of the portrayal of the character. I'm like, this is the character. This is Ahsoka Tano. So,
and it makes sense too because she's so much older now. Like, it makes sense that she is that way because she is older. 100%. So obviously you're going to get a mature actor to play a mature character. Wow, I don't like that comment at all.
Millie Bobby Brown and Leia. You haven't if anything, they should get Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Yeah.
I remember her name. What's her name?
Oh God.
Billy Lord.
Yeah.
Billy Lord. Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
And they've just set up such a weird precedent with like CGI for past characters or like people who don't want to do it anymore. Like they did it with Tarkin, they did it with Leia. Obviously, they did it with Luke. I mean, I was talking to Tony about it yesterday. Of like, you guys remember from Revenge of the Sith where they did like the weird Tarkin, like face sculpt on that guy who walks.
It's prosthetics, isn't it?
Yeah,
dude, it looks, bro. When you slow it down, his head looks giant because of all the prosthetics.
He's a straight bro. He's a goblin. Yeah,
dude, he looks like a Halloween character. It's wild.
I forgot about that. I forgot that they CGI'd Tarkin in Rogue One until I rewatched it recently.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, because I just got a new TV and it looks crazy in HD, like after like 6 years or whatever. I'm like, bruh. I was like, oh, I forgot
So
this.
great.
But I didn't think Leia looked bad though. I thought Leia looked good.
Leia looked good.
Leia, yeah. Her mouth
She
is
did.
a little weird, but I feel like she looks more normal because it's a young character. Tarkin's old, so bro has like wrinkles and stuff, and like there's so much definition. Like, I don't know.
Mm.
That's
But I
like
forgot that he did
$100,000 a liver spot for the CGI pricing for
Yeah.
that guy.
Yo, I'll be right back.
Yo.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So only 4 episodes left of Ahsoka, right? So we'll have to enjoy these 4 weeks. It's gonna just after that, it's
gonna
the
go
dark
by.
times until
It
next year.
is.
It's gonna be a long time for
Lord.
anything new. Yeah, I know. We really
Yeah,
have to enjoy
It'll be
this.
rough.
I've
And
got a
especially
feeling.
because I think. So yeah, you go.
No, go, Hannah. Mine has
No,
nothing to do with
whoa,
what you're going to
hey,
say, and I
whoa.
can already guess that it has nothing to
You're
do with what
gonna
you're
tell.
about to say. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I
bet.
Because this year we've had just like Bad Batch, Mando, and then even between Mando and this, we had Celebration happened in Mando,
Visions.
and then Visions. Jedi Survivor came out, so that was there on everyone's mind for like weeks. And like you're still playing it, Tony. Like we're doing a replay, and I'm like, love it.
Yeah.
So it's like there's just been so much, and I'm really like, next year is gonna be just so flat and be like, oh,
I know.
Well, we do have Skeleton and Acolyte, but it's like we don't have dates.
We
and
do
it's
have
like,
Bad Batch and Tales,
God.
but there's no dates for
Oh,
nothing.
Bad Batch and Tales. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about things being pushed back still. I think that's why I'm like, we have next year, but nothing's certain of next year. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh, it's nuts.
I know.
What were we gonna say? What were we gonna say?
So I knew it had absolutely nothing to do with what you're going to say. I was going to say that Disney, I'm going to assume, especially with Iger at the helm, is going to double down on the parks, which is why we're seeing characters like Mando and Boba Fett and now Ahsoka in Galaxy's Edge, which they were planning on being so strictly about the sequels, and they tripled down on those only being about the sequels, that it's weird that they're letting these other things come in deep, which I'm assuming if nobody budges on the writers and the actors strike, Disney's going to have to make money somehow, and it's going to be on park sales. So they're going to double down on those characters and those themes coming back into the parks and in terms of Galaxy's Edge. It's going to be the reach point.
Yeah. I saw comments about that. Like people were like, wait, isn't Galaxy's Edge canon? Like
Yep.
how is Ahsoka walking around? Like she'll be like 60 years old or something.
Exactly.
So they just they were just like, fuck that. Like they just like,
yeah, that was the whole reason why the Star Cruiser failed, because everybody went to a Star Wars hotel and they were only allowed to live in one part of the Star Wars.
Oh my God.
Saga.
In between 8 and 9. That ship is honestly in between 8 and 9.
Yeah, that's my biggest like gripe about Galaxy's Edge. Like my family wants to take a trip to Disneyland, and I'm like, bro, like I just don't know how I feel about like it being only sequels era. Like I think it should be split up by areas of the parks, and like how is there a Star Wars theme park and there's no Darth Vader, there's no Anakin, there's no Luke walking around? Like
and for a million years there was in like places like Hollywood Studios, you had the weird little Star Wars section where it looks like Andor, where they would do Star Wars Weekend, and they would have Darth Vader and Stormtroopers and Chewbacca walking around that park. But like now you're not getting probably 80% of their most iconic characters, maybe 90% of their most iconic characters that people can't go pay to see when they're there. It's just weird. They can only get like weird little statues of their head, like, oh, they were a part of the history. It was a while ago where you could build Darth Maul's lightsaber. It's like everything should be in the past. Like you can go hug Mickey and then hug Woody at the same time. Let me see Darth Maul, Darth Vader, and Darth Sidious all at the same time. It doesn't matter.
Yo, shout out to Nick with the $4.99 super chat. Let's go. So he says, for all 4 of you, is Ahsoka the best Star Wars show yet, or is it too early still?
I was going to ask you guys this question.
I think
by
it's
like
heading in
the
the right
first
direction.
episode.
Yeah.
But hold on. The question just said show.
That's what I was going to say.
Not live action.
Oh, show.
If it's live action, yes. If it's
live
show,
action,
sorry, no.
You need more seasons. For
me,
show.
For me, live action, I would say Ahsoka is my absolute favorite live action show. But in terms of shows, I would still put Clone Wars and Rebels above it.
Yeah,
even Tales of the Jedi, dude.
Oh, and Tales of the Jedi. Yeah, I love
Tales
was
Jedi.
Sick.
Yeah, you're probably right there, actually.
Well, I would put Ahsoka above Tales of the Jedi for me.
Ooh.
Just because the first Ahsoka episode where she's a baby, and then the one where she does the Clone Wars training, those are meh. But the Dooku episodes are incredible.
The Clone Wars training stuff?
Meh.
Oh, I loved that because
the
then
Dooku episodes are mine.
The Dooku episodes were like
amazing.
Were
wild.
The music,
incredible.
The fight, so good.
But in terms of live action, yes, I would say Ahsoka is the best live action Star Wars show. Like, I would put it even above Mando because I prefer the narrative of Ahsoka. Like Mando, I love Mando. Like Mando, like reinvigorated my like crazy passion for Star Wars. Like when Mando season 2 ended, that's when I started like reading all of the books and like buying toys, like buying Hot Toys and shit. Yeah. But like the thing that bothers me about Mando's narrative, at least for like the first 2 seasons, is where he's like, oh, I need to do this. And then I know it's supposed to be like an old Western show where they go from town to town, like doing different stuff. But like, it's like, bro, it's just a little annoying where he's like, I need to find this person. And then he goes and finds someone. He's like, I'll help you. But first you have to help me deal with these outlaws that are terrorizing my saloon. And then he's like, okay.
It's real Red Dead Redemption vibes.
Yeah. And then at the end, he's like, okay, go find this person on Tython and then they will help you. And it's like, dog, Ahsoka is like a flowing narrative where it's like,
it is a consistent story the whole way through so far.
Yeah.
I said it too yesterday. I was thinking about it. I was like, Ahsoka is going to be, and this is what I'm expecting out, if the next 4 episodes continue the trajectory like the last 4 episodes that we've seen, it's going to be such a cool show for people who, this is the show kind of like Mando 1 and Mando 2, where people who were normies who weren't into Star Wars jumped in. I think this will be a really cool like jump off point for people who weren't really a fan of the other series stuff, or like people who are like, man, I can't stand seeing Baby Yoda stuff in Target anymore. Like, is that all Star Wars is? I think this will be a good jumping in point for people who are like potentially normies to become better fans. And even like, dude, when I have kids one day, I cannot wait for them to like binge watch this show in like a night. Imagine seeing all of these episodes for the first time back to back to back. That's going to be incredible for everybody who's jumping in from like this first starting point after all these episodes released. It's just crazy.
Pour one out for Yaddle, man. R.I.P. R.I.P. to Yaddle.
R.I.P. Yaddle. What do you guys think is better, Yaddle's canon death or her Legends death? Has she died in Legends?
How was it in Legends?
No.
She's on a mission with like Anakin.
Oh.
And she like absorbs a bomb with the Force and it kills her.
That's crazy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
It's nothing compared to Shakti's 35 deaths all over Star
Wars.
Oh,
I love it. And counting.
Get me started on that, bro. I don't want to talk about that. I made a short about like Anakin attacking the temple and how in the Revenge of the Sith novelization he's looking for Shakti. Bro, so many people commented like, oh, clearly you didn't do your research because Shakti is dead. And I'm like, bro, you're talking about a deleted scene where General Grievous kills her. I was like, if it's not in the movie, it's not part of the story. Like, that's a deleted scene. Like in the book, she's alive and she's there at the temple. Like,
does she die in the original Tartakovsky Clone Wars too? Because she's in that episode where she's protecting the senator. Does she die in that too?
Yeah.
Isn't it? I thought she gets captured and then that's why she's like on Grievous's ship in Revenge of the Sith.
I don't remember. But then she dies too in that deleted scene, and then she also dies in Force Unleashed or whatever.
Force Unleashed, I was about to say, didn't she die in there too?
Is Force Unleashed like technically her like Legends canon death, like where like that's like where she dies?
I think it would be considered Legends,
Yeah, but like, because she doesn't die in Revenge of the Sith. There's 2 deleted scenes. There's one where Anakin kills her in the temple too.
Yeah.
And then in the book, she's just at the temple, and then he looks for her when he goes there, but it doesn't say that he kills her there. But then in canon, didn't they just bring her back in a comic? There's a comic cover where she's on it.
Did you guys hear about this? When I say 35 deaths, I'm sure I really think it's like
I swear
there
just brought her
35 times where she has died.
And there was that scene in Bad Batch where they were carrying out a Jedi on a stretcher and they like they dropped the lightsaber and people thought that was Shakti. Do you guys remember this?
Yeah, I remember that. The beginning.
Yeah, I remember that.
Was it season 1? I think it was Bad Batch season 1. Yeah,
season 1, the first episode. Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
I remember that. So if you guys could write
Bad Batch holds up. Bad Batch holds up.
So Bad Batch, yes. Bad Batch is like half and half. Like half of it is kind of like I'm falling asleep. The other half is like, yo, this is amazing.
It's like, this is cool. Yeah.
Like when it was going live with Mando, like half the time the Bad Batch episode was better than that Mando episode. Like I enjoyed the Bad Batch one more.
But okay, will you guys like skip episodes if they're filler, or are you purists and do you watch all of the episodes?
No, I'll watch it just in case if there's like one good thing in it or whatever, or just to see if like I need to know it to make sense for the story, which in Bad Batch half the time you could skip it, but like I'll still watch it just to finish it.
I've skipped Bad Batch episodes.
Yeah.
If I read the description and I'm like, this, nah, bro, like this ain't it. Like I skipped
like
Clone Wars
completely.
episodes too.
Not even watching it once.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn,
I skipped
that's
Clone
hardcore.
Wars episodes too. Like, yeah,
But
if I
what
like
if-
when I was going through Clone Wars and it's like R2 and 3PO go on a hijinks, I'm like, skip, bro. Like I'm not watching that, bro. Yeah, like nah, like or like
Damn.
Jar Jar poses as a Republic senator. I'm like, bro, not skip. Like I'm not watching
Oh,
that.
what?
Gets in a
Supply
real
lines.
pickle
That's
in
the most
this one.
fire. That is the most
Yeah.
fire episode. Supply
I don't
lines?
remember. I don't
Yes.
remember Bad Batch episodes. If there's Bad Batch episodes where I'm like, bro, this could like where if the description is like, oh, the crew goes on a dangerous run, I'm like, skip.
That's every
Like, nah, bro.
episode.
But some yeah, bro. So like there was the one that I watched where it's like they do the pod racing, and this last season I was like, I should have skipped this episode, bro. Like I don't know why I watched this. Like it's boring, bro. Like the only
last
interesting-
season of Bad Batch.
yeah, where they do the pod racing one where there's like the what's the
Oh, the
dude's name
fake,
where he like
the fake pod racing. I forgot what it's called.
what's the lizard lady's name that they
Riot?
work for?
Sid?
Riot Raid?
Sid.
I
Yeah,
hate
so like
Sid.
the only significant thing that happens in that episode is like stuff with Sid, and like I'm like, bro, why did I watch this? Like this is
She's
boring.
showing
Like,
up.
What's his
She's
name
showing
is the
up.
name- Does the voice of the droid John Ralphio? What's that guy's name? He also did the voice of
it
Sonic.
is John
Oh,
Ralphio.
Yeah.
Ben Schwartz.
Ben
Schwartz or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So if you guys could write an episode of Tales of the Jedi, what would it be? I know
Luke
for
Skywalker.
me, Luke Skywalker, but like what? Luke Skywalker, what?
Luke Skywalker, like post Return of the Jedi, being Luke Skywalker, like something
Nice.
similar to like the Battlefront 2 campaign where he like goes and it's like very Luke like doing something like I don't know like something Luke like just like telling the story because like in canon there's really still that like 25-year gap, so like I don't know, some adventure of him like tracking down like a Jedi outpost or something like that. Like just Luke, bro. I'm simple, just give me Luke stuff and I'll be straight. Like that's it.
Why did you help me? Because you needed help.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah,
I'm simple.
literally, dude.
I'd want something with Maul. I would love to see Palpatine finding Darth Maul and training him before the Phantom Menace. That's what I would want for my Tales of the Jedi.
Dude, I would like to see
Mm.
Plagueis, Sidious and Plagueis, because
Yeah.
bro, the Darth Plagueis book is my favorite Star Wars book, but it's not canon anymore, and there's like no Plagueis stuff in canon. So yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
idea. Like
I don't know
wouldn't
why
mind
it's
a Tales
not
of the Jedi
canon,
like
to be
that.
honest. It's like it could fit as canon. Like it makes sense as canon.
Yeah, there's no
Like, I
reason
feel like-
for it not to
yeah.
be.
I think
Yep.
I think the
It's
like
so
one of the big contradictions is that in that book, like Maul's not Mother Talzin's son. He's just like some random
That's
Night Sister's son.
Yes.
Because like Sidious is just like walking,
that
and then
works,
like the woman
He's a
gives
lady.
Maul.
There's like a woman. He's like, have my baby.
Yeah, the
It's like,
woman's
oh.
like, I don't want him to be a night brother. Like, I don't want Mother Talzin to get him, and then Maul takes him, and then like, I don't know. I make videos about the Darth Plagueis book a lot, and people get really pissed off how Plagueis is alive during Episode 1, and he like he goes
Really?
and looks at Anakin and Qui-Gon. Like, I get people commenting, they're like, this breaks the rule of 2 that like Plagueis, Maul, and Sidious were
Oh
all
my
active at the
God.
same time, and I'm like, dog, like Maul was an assassin, like. The whole thing, I feel like that's the one thing that book really convoluted was like having Plagueis live all the way through Episode 1, because it's like then there's like
that
the
was
whole thing with
interesting.
the rule of 2, and then like he lets Maul be an assassin, and then like he doesn't know that Sidious calls Maul Darth Maul and stuff, and like I only read that book once, but I love it, but it's like very complicated with the whole Sith thing in Episode 1. Like it goes all the way up to Episode 1. Like Plagueis tries to go find Anakin before he goes to the Jedi Temple, but he can't. Like in Padme's apartment, like Plagueis like freaks out about Anakin being the chosen one, and he goes to try to meet him. So like Plagueis was there during Episode 1. Like that's, I feel like, would be hard with canon and stuff. Like
Did
But
George
then- but
have like a
then-
specific backstory to Plagueis?
I don't. Okay, so like I actually read up on like what the trivia was like kind of for that book, and like I think George suggested to make him a mun or moon. I don't know how you say that species, but I do know that for that book, George requested them not to specifically say how Anakin was created. I don't know if he said anything about Plagueis, but there's the whole thing about Plagueis trying to create a being and the ritual, and then like Plagueis thinks that the Force retaliated and created Anakin to go against Plagueis' manipulations, and that's why he's terrified of Anakin. But I do know that George said to James Luceno, like, hey, keep it kind of ambiguous, like don't say how Anakin was created because like blah blah blah. But I don't know if he I think he requested, he was like, hey, why did you make Plagueis a Mun or whatever, but I don't know if George was intention was to have Plagueis be alive during episode 1, because I feel like that's confusing. True. It's convoluted.
Hannah, what were you going to say before I rudely cut you off and asked that question?
No, you're so fine. I'll hold it against you. Well, because we have in Clone Wars Season 7, Ahsoka's story is kind of going along the events of the start of Revenge of the Sith. So it could be a similar thing there. It was like, I actually don't mind if they were like, hey, this book is canon now. I feel like I don't mind the whole idea next time we watch Phantom Menace, we have in the back of our head, oh my God, Plagueis is like running around, like peeping in the Senate, like in this conversation here.
Yeah, I mean, I think about that too, because like, yeah, it's basically intercut with the book. And I saw that Eckhart's Ladder has like one of those videos where it's like there's a Sith Lord directly off screen, and it's like it's supposed to be Plagueis, like while Maul and Sidious are talking. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, true, like yeah, like he probably was like standing over there, because I mean, I have to reread that book, but yeah,
shout
there
out
is
to,
like yeah.
Shout out to Gilster with the $2 super chat. Rayside sounds like Omega. Please say Rekka.
Rekka? Tick!
Oh, man.
Tick, no!
Some of my favorite parts of Hannah's streams are when she's just getting comments and super chats of like, say this, say that, say this. And she has like...
It happens so often.
Hannah has like a list of like impressions she has to go into at the end of every stream where everybody will riot.
Oh, has to. Yeah. They'll like cancel me if I don't do this.
All right, guys. So this will be the last comment. Shout out to Noah with the 3-month member chat. What Star Wars video games you guys want made? So I'm simple. That Darth Maul game that got canceled. Give me Darth Maul, bro. I just want to be Maul running around chopping people up. What about you guys?
That's those you guys want made.
I would like an open world game that's like Jedi, but mine's simple. Like I tried to play Knights of the Old Republic, and I just don't really like how it's like non-linear RPG. Like that game's like before my time. Like I'm not up on that, and I don't like the combat system. So if there was like an open world Jedi game with like the controls of Jedi Survivor, but it's completely open world, like a Red Dead type game. Like I love Red Dead Redemption 2. If it was like that, where you can just like be a Jedi running around like doing stuff and it's super detailed, that would be mine. Because I'm excited for Outlaws, because that's like you're a bounty hunter, you're a criminal, you're a smuggler, you do all that. I want a Jedi version of that.
Oh yeah.
Being a Clone Wars fiend, I would love. We had the Lego Star Wars, the Clone Wars 3 game, but it was only like the first two seasons of the Clone Wars. It came out like mid Clone Wars, so it was none of the rest of the seasons. So I would actually be down for I wouldn't mind. Like I love the Lego games, but you could also not be Lego, but literally just like a Clone Wars game that it just like, and every mission was just an episode of Clone Wars, or like a key episode of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So like let's run through a game where it's like all the major arcs, the Mortis arcs, Umbara, the season 7 arcs, like just all the major plot points of Clone Wars, and like you get to like play through them all as whatever the main characters are for that. That would be mine.
What about you, Will?
I've got 2 answers. Number 1, easy answer. I just would love to see that 1313 game made.
Oh yeah,
I've always wanted to play that. Like all of the concept art, all of the leaked like the whatever the engine running games of them, like of Jango Fett running around and you're that bounty hunter on rooftops on Coruscant. That looks so cool. I remember when that game was like being pushed out, like right around. Was it after Force? It must have been after Force Unleashed, because I think it was right before the Disney buyout that game was axed.
Well, it got canceled when Disney bought it, right? So
yeah, that was the whole thing. That one, I would love to play that. And then also just like the most interesting time to me in Star Wars is the stuff that we're kind of in right now, but obviously like Mr. Retney's holocron over here, I'm such a Luke head that I just want to see what he's doing and get like a Jedi Survivor style game where I could. I don't need Luke the whole time, but like the parts of Luke in Battlefront are some of the best parts of Star Wars to me. And that's it's amazing how that game got Luke so right, at least for me, in what I want to see from Luke Skywalker. So I would love to see something like that where I could like play as Luke and like you have or like Batman Arkham Asylum where you have unlocked a holocron, and it's instead of the Riddler trophies, you're unlocking holocrons as Luke, like stuff like that. And those are the game trophies and stuff, or like just old Jedi artifacts, and that's what you're getting out of that. That would be so sick. But probably never gonna get that.
Yep.
I would love a Luke game. Yeah, anything Luke, I'm down.
Yep. That was my answer for what Tales of the Jedi episode I would want to see too. Is like, I would love to see anything Luke, but like, I honestly would love to see him training Leia. I want to see that. I want to see more of that.
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yes. Jeez, yes.
Yeah.
100%.
No, for sure. But all right, guys, I appreciate you guys hopping on. I think that'll be it for this week's Dark Side Secrets. So we'll see you guys
the longest episode of Dark Side Secrets ever.
But yeah,
me just barging in.
Appreciate all you guys.
Me too. I just chatted. I was like, bro, get me on one day, and they sent me the invite, so I just barged my way in.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yes. But yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. Bye, guys.
All right.